Scratch that itch and slap that bitch. Welcome to the Kevin Holly Show.
Red Skins.
Some weird, wild stuff. That is funny. I did not know that.
Dropping drawers and stabbing whores on the Kevin Holly Show.
And I gotta say, he has balls. This man has balls. He's laying them out there for us to see.
Well, I go with something like a first date kit.
Ever shared a lustful evening with a Muslim woman?
We're dropping drawers and stabbing whores. It's the Kevin Holly Show.
Person is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
Got a pirate radio station. Nobody knows who he is.
You out there? You listening?
You want to get high?
No, we don't want to get high.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, go away, stupid town.
Welcome to the Kevin Holly Show, everybody. It is Wednesday. I'm beyond excited. Wow. Man, where to begin? Welcome to the Kevin Holly Show. I am your studly host, Kevin A. Holly. I put the STD in stud. All I need is you. Oh yeah. I'm gonna recycle jokes all night. Woo! Man, I'm excited. I'm probably too excited, but that's okay. Man, what a great week. What a great week for America. America. Hell yeah. I mean, this week was so good, I don't even know if I should even talk about it. Because then how do I top next week? How do I top this week next week? How do I top next week the week after? I don't know. Welcome, Lionel Nation listeners. On the IRNbroadcast.com. Internet Radio Network. Woo! Our show's a lot different than Lionel's. But I hope you enjoy it thoroughly. Thank you for sticking around. Also, I'd like to welcome our friends across the pond over in the UK at WBR-FM. Hello. I'd also like to thank our newest affiliate in fucking Boston. Y'all out there in Boston listening to the show, eating your lobster. WGAG, what is it? GAGFM 109.com. Gag FM, baby. Gag FM. Oh, yeah. Thank you, all you Bostonians out there, for listening. I know I make fun of you guys for the way you talk. I know. I do. I'm guilty. But you gotta admit, y'all talk funny. I mean, I'm probably the only redneck Chicago guy that you're going to hear on the radio tonight. It's the truth. You know, I come from Chi-Town, and I every once in a while will slip back into my old ways, and I will say things like, "Oh, that over there," you know. But you guys in Boston, you sound a little bit more funny than, you know, my friends in Chicago. You guys sound like, you know, I don't. Do I have to keep saying it? Yeah, park my car. Anyway, thank you, Gag FM. I appreciate you listening and sticking around. I know it's mostly a music-based program up there, but I hope you enjoyed the talk radio that I'm going to bring to you tonight. I do have an old interview that I'm going to play tonight at some point, and I'm not even going to tease it. Maybe I will tease it. It's with a prominent TV personality that we interviewed about 2 years ago, and one of the most fantastic people I ever met in my life. Really, really cool dude. Hope to get him on the show soon for some follow-up. And he was on the show Bar Rescue. Remember that show? With Tavern? You know, they go out there and, like, revamp a bar. And they look in, and they're in the car out in the parking lot. And they got hidden cameras that they installed in the bar. Yeah, they're in the car watching the bar from the camera. Anyway, you know, that was a really fun show. I remember the marathons that they used to play on TV, and I'd sit there with my fiance, Lori B., and we'd watch episode after episode. I don't know what it was about that show, but I absolutely loved it, and I was lucky enough to land an interview opportunity, and it was a great interview, and I'm going to play it later tonight, with somebody from that show. Not Tafford. I wish it was John Tafford. Maybe someday I'll be able to be lucky enough to interview that guy, because he's fantastic, but I know he's a busy dude. Why would he want to come on our little podcast? Our live internet radio show. Maybe he would. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tonight's replay interview will open a new door, extend an olive branch to him, if you will. I don't know. I don't know if we need an olive branch. I don't think we ever had a beef. But speaking of beef, the guy we interviewed has a lot to do with beef. Very beefy. He's a beefcake. Anyway, so yeah, we got a lot on the table for tonight. I haven't done a Facebook saved segment on this show in about 4 weeks, so it's just been stacking up, and I have so much to scroll through for Facebook saved. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll get to that for sure. And I've also got some strange news to get to tonight. We'll do that segment as well. We probably won't be playing any games tonight because I don't think I'm going to have anybody in the studio with me tonight. Although Pat Shit Crazy, Pat Burgay, the 40-year-old private, the victim of the swamp, he was in the studio, well, in the building earlier, but he has left the building. He wanted to go eat, and I was like, you know what, dude, it's cool. You know, we didn't really talk about it, so it was nice to see you. Love you, bro. Go eat, dude. And he's like, where should I eat? And I'm like, oh, man, go to that new Chinese buffet up there. Whoa, what the hell? What is this?
We understand people lose things.
People lose things?
Sarah. Hold on to this one.
What is this?
Sarah? So at TD Bank, you can replace a lost debit card in...
That's coming off my tablet?
Bank Human.
What the hell is that? Oh, man. That was, I think that was because of Tolly. I don't know. Tolly's cool, though. I mean, we all like Tolly, you know? Everybody loves Tolly. Remember Tolly from South Park?
When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel.
Okay. Thanks, Tally.
Anyway, that was weird. But yeah, so we have a lot of stuff loaded up tonight, man. But before we get started, I think we should start off with, well, not before, but let's get started right now with this.
Cock chat!
Maybe we won't talk cock chat because I'm alone, and if I talk about cock chat by myself, that just might rub people the wrong way. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. So in the last couple of weeks, I did the show solo, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. And it's not something I like to do all the time, but I had so much fun doing it the last couple of weeks that I decided to do it again this week. Now, a lot of this has to do with, the lack of planning for inviting guests and confirming guests and things like that, because I've started this new job. And I've been very busy, and I didn't want to take away from the guests by not being prepared. So I figured I would not invite another guest, although I did invite David Wayne, one of my favorite stand-up comedians in the local Tampa Bay market. And he confirmed, and then he was like, I don't know. And then he was like, I can come a little later. And I was like, don't bother, dude. It's cool. I'll get you when you're you have a little bit more time. I don't want to rush people, you know. And I was already on that solo tip, if you will. So I was on my own tip. So, hopefully we'll get David Wayne in the studio by himself so he's not influenced by his other comic buddies, because I'd like to pick his brain. The dude is really funny. He calls himself the alpha male liberal, and I think it's awesome. And you know me, anybody that's listened to the show before or knows me personally, I lean slightly right of center. I wouldn't say I'm a centrist. I do believe in a lot of the things on the left. I do. I mean, I do believe in contributing via taxes to help people in need. I do. I totally do. I believe in equal rights. I just don't like the extremism on either side. And neither does David. And that's what's kind of cool about him. That's why I want to get him in here so I can pick his brain without it just being a laugh fest. Like the last time he was here, we had John Jacobs in here, we had John Silman in here, we had Matty Bills, Matt Williams was in here as well, and I'd like to get David on his own. I think that would be really cool. So I'm going to reach out to him, and hopefully that'll be one of the guests that we have in here when we come back in a week or two with scheduled guests again. So that being said, also, a couple of weeks ago, we broke racial boundaries on this show, and I promised y'all that I would play a couple of my favorite tunes by Z-Flow, and he makes some funny songs or whatever. And without further ado, because I skipped it last week, I'm going to play the black people song, and I'm going to play the white people song. Maybe not in that order, but I'm going to do that tonight so you guys can enjoy the contrast. Excuse me. The contrast between black and white and black, between comedy and reality. Because Z-Flow is an African-American gentleman, and I really would love to have that guy on the show. If you're listening out there and you know Z-Flow, let's try to get this man on the show. At least a phoner, that would be fantastic, because I love his point of view, and his parodies are on point. They really are. So let's just do that right now. Let's jump right into it. Here's the White People song by Z-Flow. Oh, there better not be a freaking ad. Here we go.
This song is dedicated to a certain kind of people, which just so happens to be my other favorite kind of people. You know, the ones that like to, hurt themselves, bro. Skateboard ollie, bro. Kickflip, split your lip, bro. Kick me in the nuts, bro. You get what I'm saying, right? White people, I get bullied in school. I can't wait till I'm a cop so I can bully you. White people. Hey. White people, no, we can't dance. And I don't whoop my kids or spank their hands. White people. Bad Michael, bad. Who's a bad Michael? Go to your room, Michael. If you poke me on my arm, I bruise easily. So I only quarterback in the football league. I like to watch porn, I can fap for days. And my favorite potato chips are Lay's because they're white. I take weird drugs like ecstasy, mushrooms, crystal meth, and LSD. We put it in a pipe for a homemade bong. And watch out for the priest, he will rape your son. And most of us would die trying out for fear factor. I guess that's why they say I'm just a country loving, deer hunting, rabbit eating, redneck, inbreeding, beer drinking, small penis. Did I mention we drive a tractor? We're red when we're mad, when we're sick we're green. Only race in the world that eats sardines. White girls flat butts, and I know that's mean, but if you try to eat the booty, it tastes like saltines. Back far away from that anus. A white woman came to me to bash my song until she realized I was black, and then she zipped her purse. White people, I get bullied in school. I can't wait till I'm a cop so I can bully you. White people. Hey. White people, no, we can't dance. And I don't whoop my kids or spank their hands. White people. See, this is probably why white kids end up shooting up schools. Hey. Hold up a second. We can't have a white song without the country music in it. Yeehaw! country music. No, 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 no. Never understand what we're saying. No, 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 no. But if you ever come down to Texas, come chill with me on my porch. Cause we all got shotguns and we all commute by horse. I said we have farms, we like to mosh, we like Family Guy, we like Tosh. I guess my point here is, if you're white, we automatically like you. White people, I get bullied in school. I can't wait till I'm a cop so I can bully you. White people. Hey. White people can't jump that high, so if you're trying to lose the cops, find a fence nearby. White people. Unless the cop is like, you know, Larry Bird or something, then don't try. White people, since 76, being jerks making other races look like shit. White people.
Seriously, like all of us are racist.
White people, I know you can't stand me, but we all still evolved from a chimpanzee. White people. Hey, hey. Alright, so this is probably also the most racist song I've written. But if you laugh, you're racist too. So I don't feel bad. Besides, it's not racist if I'm human. You get it? The human race? Ha 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 ha. That's how white people laugh.
Oh, did I just laugh like a white person? For real? I went, ha ha ha. That is actually really funny. And if you watch that video on YouTube, you'll see it says curing racism one laugh at a time. Now, I don't know if you're new to the show, but I've been saying something very similar to that for about 3 years now on the podcast, and that is healing through humor. You know, does it really have to be that bad? It really doesn't. It really doesn't. So yeah, that, I don't know, something about Z-Flow just makes me laugh. Yeah, we played the Arab song last week. I thought it was really funny. So a lot of things going on this week, and like I said, I've got I want to get into it like right now. I'm chomping at the bit, but I know I got to tease it. I got to get into strange news, and I got to do Facebook saved. But I guess there's a couple of things I could just jump right into. He said, okay, Z-Flow said something about country music. You can't understand what they're saying. And this is only 2 minutes and 17 seconds long. And I think you could probably understand every word of this one. This is Wheelie Walker Jr.
American by birth and Southern by the grace of God means that everything I do it right. New York and California, you can go and have your fun, but down here I got a list of what I like. Eating tater tots and pussy, sucking Mountain Dew and tits. Kick my grandpa in his nutsack, then I suck my boss's dick. Fuck my cousin in her asshole before I finish on her tits. Then I shoot my neighbor's cat, I love that redneck shit. You can make your jokes at us and giggle all you want, but my friends and me, man, we don't give a lick. This then the bitch fell off. That's a sticker on a bike, sure, but it's also a tattoo inked on my dick. Taking pictures of my mama while she's trying to take a shit. Then I'm throwing rocks at cripples and I laugh when they get hit. Pull my picker out at Walmart, then I pop my sister's zip. Checking off my neighbor's dog, I love that redneck shit. Think we're crazy, man, they think we're all insane. Take a visit and I swear you'll never leave. You can stay at grandma's house, she'll cook you up some country ham, and after dinner you can nibble on her bleed. Meet a pity at the swap meet, then I fuck her for a bit. Shove a dildo up my asshole just to see if it can fit. Buy a bunch of nudie magazines show the clips. And I tell my brothers, but I love their redneck shit. Redneck shit.
Wow. Wheelie Walker Jr., everybody. I mean, come on. Z-Flow's talking about how, you know, you can't understand country music. It's all I pretty much think that if you can understand mumble rap, that you could understand Redneck Shit by Wheelie Walker Jr. I thought it was a great song. That's why I played it. So, man, last week I was listening to the replay because that's what I do, and that's how much of a loser I am. And I was listening to the segment where I was talking about how I was accosted in a Love's Truck Stop bathroom. And the guy was like, "It's okay, baby." And then I was like, "Oh, baby, baby." And I played some Britney Spears, and we had a discussion about that. Well, just to let y'all know, Britney Spears that song was in my head for like since last Wednesday, and I can't get it out of my head. I mean, I can't. I'm taking a poop, and it's in my head. Oh, baby, baby. Oh my God, it's killing me. Anyway, so I got big plans this weekend. And I'm hoping it comes to fruition because I'm actually very excited about it. Now, I don't normally get really excited about plans for the weekend because usually my best friends crap out on me or I crap out on them. And specifically, my brother and our technical producer, Philbert, "Oh, we're going to take my boat out." And then we never go out on the boat. "Oh, no, I was busy. Or I ate too much food and I took a nap. Or, you know, I had 486 Budweisers and whatever, man." But this weekend, with the help of one of the best friends I've ever had, my friend Steve, and my brother Philbert, they have arranged a tea time. I will be playing golf this weekend in beautiful Newport Richey, Florida, with Philbert, my friend Steve, and hopefully somebody to be named later, who I'm hoping he's confirmed. Now, I was not included. Actually, I was included in the group text. I did not get a confirmation from this unsaid hero of mine. So we'll see if he responds to my request and if we're going to do this or not. Because I've got Marijuana Golf apparel to give away. I've got marijuanagolf.com balls. I got lots of balls. And that's what we're going to putt with all day while we're playing the back nine twice because the front nine's closed. So we'll be playing the back nine twice. Anyway, it's going to be fantastic. So I should shout out to our sponsor, marijuanagolf.com. Check out marijuanagolf.com. Type in The Kevin Holly Show in the promo box at checkout and get $10 off of a beautiful, breathable golf polo with the marijuanagolf.com logo right there on it. And I've got like 6 of them in the studio here, thanks to Darren Smith, my bud. And I'm going to give them away. I might give them away at the golf course. I have so many left to give away. I cannot wait. Anybody that wants one, just hit me up in the DMs, slide into my DMs, and I will hook you up. Get in the chat room. Go on Spreaker.com. That's SPREAKER.com or KevinHollyShow.com. Not just KevinHollyShow.com, and chat with me in the chat room tonight. Anybody that wants any of this apparel, I got some hats, I got some polos, I got some extra larges, I got some larges, one size fits all on the hats, and I've got some golf balls with the marijuanagolf.com logo on the balls. Bulls. For all you out there in Boston, I got balls. Is that how you say it? I don't even know how you say balls in Boston. Boston balls. I don't know. Whatever. If you were Chinese in Boston, you'd be like, "Boston, look at the balls." I don't know. Anyway, looking at the chat room, look at that. Nitwit.tv in the chat room. He says, "Give away at the Turkish bathhouse you always go to." That's not Turkish, man. It's just right there. Green Key Beach, right on 19, one light north of the Dump Tower. The Green Key Beach bathhouse, brother. You haven't been there? Dude, they got a boardwalk. All that good stuff. So, Stan said he lost audio. How did you lose audio, man? That's on your end, dude, because it is fantastic tonight. There's no echo. I got a live stream on WBR-FM. I got a live stream over on IRNBroadcast.com, IRN Broadcast, the Internet Radio Network, all that good stuff. So, okay, check this out. This is cool. My kid, took it upon herself to do some funny stuff. And I'm going to play it for you right now. I've got a bunch of them. I'm just going to play one for you real quick here. Because I would like to do this when it's applicable, you know. Spreaker has echo. Of course it does, man. I don't know what to do with it because I already started it. And this is another reason why I didn't want to invite guests tonight. Because I wanted to use a different, I wanted to use the web-based console. I keep talking about doing it, man. I even took a screenshot of Hoppy Hour because that's what he uses in my studio on my system. And he doesn't have echo. But it messes with my chat board, so I'm kind of like, you know. Let me do this. Let me go into Spreaker real quick here and just lower these levels a little bit here and see if that helps. Just a little tad there, a little tad right there. Bam. See if that helps about a little bit. Get rid of that echo. I don't know, man. He says, don't worry about it. Thanks, Nitwood. I've listened to the replays on Spreaker, and it's a little annoying. But yeah, it's there. I know it is, dude. So, you know what I'll do is I'll probably do a show like Thursday or Friday in the middle of the day or, you know, after work before your guys' shows. Just do a couple of tests. If you guys are around, it'd be great to have some feedback, and I'm going to try that console out before I go live next week. But that being said, let me play this little clip from my kid. She's done some really awesome stuff for this show. And here we go. Let's see what this one is.
I saw this guy walking down the street. He had a cute shirt with no sleeves. Gay hair, hand is pretty deep. What is that? I see a ninja turtle. Ooh, oh, 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 turtles. There are ninjas. Ooh, oh, 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 Mike. Ooh, oh, oh, oh.
I think that's about Mike Tyree from Open Mic Live. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Let's do one more.
Glick is vaping like a mini drum. He said that Kevin was the one. Finally now it's all making sense. That's why he's always looking down at his desk. He likes boys. Finally now it's all making sense. He likes boys. Can't believe this happened again. Glick likes boys. Ooh, oh, 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 boys. Ooh, oh, oh, oh.
Wow! I had no idea that Glick liked boys. I really didn't know. Okay, I guess he does. I mean, that's pretty solid evidence right there. Oh my god, anyway. Oh, so many things happening. I don't even know where to begin. Actually, we've already begun. It's just begun. Alright, so we did a little Z-Flow with the white people song. Let's do his version of the black people song. Why not? I'll tell you why not, because it's cool. That's why. Why not? There's no why not.
This song is dedicated to a certain kind of people, which just so happens to be my favorite kind of people. You know, the ones that, you know, you're standing next to them and all of a sudden it gets dark. I mean, you know, your best friend is, you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Black people, I'ma steal your shoes. You better hide your wallet, cause I'ma take that too. Black people, hey. Black people, one big family with a really big bucket of KFC. Black people, seriously, like all of us are related. I ran into an old amigo named Juan Luis. The Mexican called me Apple cause we both hang from trees. Now I kinda took that in a joking way, but was he talking about monkeys or the KKK? We don't get sunburnt, just ashy knees. And we don't chew tobacco, but we will smoke weed. Puff, puff, pass like the train that could. And we can't spell neighbor, so we call it the hood. And most of us would die with a finger on the trigger. I guess that's why they say I'm just a filthy little spear chucking, chicken eating, melon sucking, lone feeders, weed smoking, long penis. Well, you get the picture. They try to keep us out the White House again, but just like all White Houses, one of us broke in. And welfare and diapers is all we got. If you don't wear my favorite color, then you might get shot. My favorite color is purple, by the way. A black woman came to me to bash my song. I told her all blacks are Democrat, now prove me wrong. Black people, I'ma steal your shoes. You better hide your wallet, cause I'ma take that too. Black people, hey. Black people, one big family with a
bucket of KFC. Black people. And it doesn't have to be KFC. We like Popeye's biscuits too. Hey, hey, hey. What's a black song without any rap in it, right? Yo, check it. Yeah. It always starts out that way, right? Yeah. Now there's a line between discriminating and not in different places. You are if you use the N-word, but if you're black then you're not racist. I mean, well, I guess you can. Just not around your black friends. You'll get jumped by every cousin, including the one behind that trash can. Now, let me tell you a story back before America was stolen. There were two tribes of black people, the Indians and the Po ones. The Indians were like caramel. The Po ones were like Sharpies. I guess that's why they called them pilgrims and why they called us darkies. The Indians had all the horses laying turkeys. The geniuses, the Po ones killed their horses, took their hair and their penises. But there's not really a moral to this story though, except that we will steal your goodies, and that is how the story goes. Black people, I'ma steal your shoes. You better hide your wallet, cause I'ma take that too. Black people. Hey. Black people, one big family with a really big bucket of KFC. Black people. Since 72, going broke, making cheap cars taller than you. Black people. Okay, you gotta admit, we do have some nice rims though, right? Black people, front porch monkey with a blunt and a banana. Ooh, I-E-E. Black people. Hey, this is probably the most racist song I've ever written. But if you laugh, you're racist too. So I don't feel bad. Besides, it's not racist if I'm black.
I'm sorry. At IMZFLO. At IMZFlow. Let him know you heard his songs on the Kevin Holly Show live on RNBroadcast.com Internet Radio Network. Check it out. Yeah. Wow, I got lots going on, man. I got so many things coming through here, man. Whew. Yeah, cool. So, that was cool. He was talking about how we, it's got bigger penises than white people. That may or may not be true. But, oh my good Lord, so many people calling right now. I can't take these calls. These are personal calls. I'm a busy guy. I'm a very popular guy, because I'm so handsome. That's probably what it is, But there's certain calls that I can't take live on the air. It's as simple as that. But I do have a story that goes along with that part of the song here. If I can find it here. Hold on. I got it. It's right here. Wow, there's so many stories. So many stories. All right, here. This poor girl, obviously under anesthesia. Dude, it would be cool if lots of girls were under anesthesia. Check her out, man.
And I'm high as balls.
She's high as balls. She's eating a fudge pop in the hospital bed.
Oh my God. Oh.
She's high as balls. Sucking on a fudge pop. Oh man, I hope she's 18.
You want to see my special talent?
You want to see my special talent, she says. Whoa!
That's a special talent that you can stick that all the way to the back of your neck.
Don't act like you haven't done it before, Mom.
Do you hear the machinery in the background? This poor kid, I mean, she doesn't look much older than 18 in my personal opinion, but I think it's hilarious that, you see those videos of people that are under, anesthesia. Where's AA around to correct my grammar, my speech impediment? And they say stupid things because they've, had, the medication so that they can have their teeth pulled or whatever it might be, laughing gas, whatever it might be. And this poor girl's eating a fudge pop in her hospital bed, and you can hear the machinery going beep, 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 beep. And she's like, "Do you want to see my special talent?" I'll play the second half of it here.
That's good. That's what we're supposed to do. You want to see my special talent?
What's
That's a special talent that you can stick that all the way to the back of your neck.
Don't act like you haven't done it before, Mom.
Don't act like you haven't done it before, Mom. Just love that part. Come on, man.
That's a special talent that you can stick that all the way to the back of your neck.
Don't act like you haven't done it before, Mom.
Remember that video where the kid's like doing heroin and the dad catches him in the kitchen in the middle of the night? And he's like, son, what are you doing? And he's like, I learned it from watching you, Dad. Same shit, different day. Oh, look who's in the chat room. My friend, Trucker Rob. And he says, hello, cockstains. Wow, thanks, Rob. That's really nice. So, he says hi to Stan. I'm doing something that's fitting for this show, taking a shit. Oh, thanks, Rob. Well, while you're doing that, I've got something for you. It's a promo that my kid made for you.
9 feet tall.
Wait, nope, that's for Hoppy.
9 feet tall.
Nope, that's for Hoppy. Hold on.
9 feet tall.
Jesus, man.
Manicured fingertips. He dresses like a lesbian fat chick. I always knew that he liked food, but now I guess he likes dudes. Haas, he's a fat lesbian. He likes dudes. Can't believe this happened again. Haas likes dudes and food. Ooh, oh, oh, dudes. Ooh, oh, oh, dudes.
I'm sorry. She called you a fat lesbian, Hoss. I think that's hysterical, man. And I'm sorry, dude. I'm not trying to exploit my child on the radio. It's just super funny. Oh my God, my phone is blowing up. It's driving me nuts. So, I got a picture sent from a buddy of mine on Facebook, and it's a picture of Macaulay Culkin back when he was in Home Alone. And I think it's pretty funny. It says, separated twice from parents. Media silent. The kid was left home alone, separated from his parents twice. There was a sequel. Nobody talked about it on the news. Poor Kevin. Kevin! I digress. Anyway, I thought that was really funny. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. Yeah, so you guys missed Pat Shit Crazy tonight, Pat Bergay. But he'll be back soon as well. I told him to go to Winghouse. That's hopefully where he's at right now. Telling Winghouse girls how to listen to the show. I don't know, man. Hopefully that's not how it goes over there. He's going to get that really hot wing stuff, man. You know, it's going to blow up, man. It's going to blow up. Anyway.
I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Wow. Yeah, so a lot went down. So I'm going to get to that stuff in a few minutes. Before I do that, being that I'm all alone in the dump tower, I want to play something very special to my heart for all of you people out there listening that may have not been here since the beginning. Maybe our new listeners, maybe some of my Lionel Nation listener friends, maybe some of our banger friends out there from the John LeBang Show, maybe some of our Open Mic Live friends that are out there. I want to play something for you guys that really was cool to me personally. It was one of the first interviews I ever did on this show, and it was one of the best ones I ever did. I don't know, maybe it wasn't the best quality, maybe it wasn't the best questions, but it was definitely one of the best guests that I've ever had on my show. And he's been a friend of the show ever since, and I really hope to get Chef Brian Duffy back on the show from Bar Rescue. Here's our interview, and or most of it anyway, and I'll come back here to interact with all y'all in the chat room and taking phone calls after this quick replay interview that I hope you enjoy.
Fingers back aboard the birthday chickie in the basket. And first birthday to the chickie. And over bird, the basket. Hey, chickie! Oh, come back here, chickie! Oh,
In Napoli,
where love is king. When boy meets girl, guess what they say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are minutes away from our special guest of the evening, Mr. Chef Brian Duffy. He's going to be calling in here in a minute, hopefully if all goes well. Welcome back to the show. Jay, are you excited about this interview? I sure as hell am.
I'm excited, and I'm kind of nervous, man. This is like a big time guy, man. He's a fellow podcaster, which intimidates me because I've listened to his show and I like what he has to represent. He's in our industry, my industry, Chuck's industry.
He's bringing food, right?
No, he's not coming here, actually.
Hey, it's Brian Duffy.
Hi, Brian Duffy. How the hell are you?
Absolutely wonderful, man. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for calling, man. We're so excited. We were just talking about you.
Oh, cool, dude. I'm stoked.
Man, I got to tell you, we are big fans of the show that you appear on a lot, Bar Rescue, and we've been listening to your Road Rash podcast, and it's really good, man. We had it on all day today at everybody's house. I listened to it in my truck. Excellent stuff, man.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Chef?
What's going on, man? You know, the show actually started just as a kind of a drunk conversation between me and Russell.
Yeah.
We kind of went back and forth like, hey, man, we should do something. We had talked about pitching shows, and then it literally came down to, like, let's just do a podcast, man. We can do whatever we want. We can have fun. And it started out just as that, and now and this is where it's going to sound kind of weird. So the podcast now has a branding agency. We have an illustrator, because all of our episodes at the end of every month will be illustrated into a comic book that we are going to have done in multiple languages, starting with Japanese and English. We now have we have a promoter. We have agents. My agency is actually taking over this, and we have a manager. We have lawyers. It literally started as a joke, and it blew up. It just blew up. We couldn't believe the response that we were getting, and we've had over 5,000 downloads in the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. Dude, I'm savvy on it. I've been following you for a couple of weeks myself. And
cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And I got to tell you, our legal department probably has nothing on yours.
Ours is just bad.
My attorney is Donald Sutherland's attorney.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So it works out really well for me.
I'd like to ask, are we at the level we can call you Duff Balls right now?
Hey, man, call me Duff Balls.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah, I saw lots of hashtags with multiple variations of that come out last week.
I got to tell you, trying to book you on our show was actually quite easy because of your personal assistant, Jocelyn. She's very cool.
She's the total rock star, man. And what you don't know is that she is a stay-at-home mom. She has 2 little girls. Devin is 2.5, and Delaney is 3.5 months.
Wow.
And just so you know, Jocelyn had the baby on Thursday, and she was home on Friday, and she was on a conference call Friday night.
That's amazing, and she's still keeping up with her work, and she's really cool. That's really good.
She's amazing. She's been with me for over 2 years, and the funny part about it is Jocelyn lives about 4 miles away from me, and we see each other maybe twice or 3 times a year.
That's hilarious you say that. I actually moved in next to my mom and dad a couple of years ago, and we have family in town, and I didn't see him for like 5 straight days.
Nice, man. Yeah, Jocelyn's awesome. She's a huge part of my business, and I just trust her. We have a great relationship, and she's just I have her baby. I have Delaney's gift in the back of my car, which has been there for the last couple of weeks. I have to get over to see her. Plus, I have her Christmas bonus and all sorts of fun stuff for her. So yeah.
Very cool, man. Yeah, we're not making any money right now, so otherwise I'd be giving homeless Chuck a bonus. By the way, Chef Brian, we've got homeless Chuck to my right. We've got Pops. He's 82 years old. That's Jaybird's dad, and Jaybird's in front of me right now. That's our cast. That's our crew. We're all here.
Man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we're all big fans. Chuck and Jay and I all worked together on the Sponge Docks in Tarpon Springs, and about 4 years has passed now, and that's where we got the idea to do something with comedy. Whether it's a podcast or a YouTube channel or something like that. So to be able to incorporate the restaurant industry into our comedy shows is fantastic, but to be able to get somebody like you to call in and interact with us, we're super stoked about it, man. I got to say thanks so much, man. It's so cool that you called in.
It is absolutely my pleasure, and this is what I say to whenever I meet people that I really like and they do stuff like you guys do. Anytime you guys start talking about food and you want to call me, you guys have my number. All you guys have to do is give me a call.
Dude,
text me about 2 minutes before, and I'll hop right on and have fun with you. I have a lot of friends in radio down in Tampa and down in St. Pete and all that stuff. So yeah, I do some radio. I love it, man.
Dude, I'm going to wear you out on that. But you're going to be like, all right, you're going to change.
Jay's going to be trying to throw something in the crock pot. You're going to want to know what to throw in the crock pot, and you're going to give him a call.
Well, what did I do today? Today I went to the grocery store, went to Whole Foods this morning, and I got 2.5-pound brisket. I got a 12-pound pork shoulder. And so the pork shoulder's been in the smoker since about 11 o'clock this morning, just with a little bit of my spice on it. And then I just I smoked my brisket for 4 hours. Then I just finished it off in the oven, man. We did some really nice roasted garlic beans, did a little quinoa and some wild rice for dinner. It was good.
Dude, you must have like the most Mac Daddy kitchen at your house.
No, not at all. And if you guys ever watch my Facebook videos, I actually have a really old, really outdated kitchen. I have an electric stove. We've got I live in a house in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and the kitchen was the last thing that we did. So there's nothing in the kitchen at all. There's nothing in there. Now, if you go outside, that's a different story. I've got a 6-tier Bradley smoker.
There you go.
I've got a big barrel grill. I've got sous vide. I've got a whole sous vide station downstairs in my basement. So yeah, we have some fun around here.
Well, listen, Chef, I was listening to your podcast earlier today, the Road Rash podcast, and once again, everybody, we're talking with Chef Brian Duffy, famous from Bar Rescue, and the Mac Daddy brand new podcast called the Road Rash Podcast. I was listening earlier, and you and Russell Davis were talking about, bringing out a signature dish or a signature drink, so that you could refamiliarize your staff with something that's either been on the menu for a long time or something that's new. And my question to you is how important is cost control compared to educating your staff? Is it worth, burning up some food or some liquor so that the staff can experience it and get familiar with it again? Or, I've worked for some restaurants where they say, nobody, cut the lemons real thin or something like that. What do you think about that?
Well, I listen to restaurants talk about upselling all the time. So what do we do when we talk about upselling? We bring in a wine purveyor who's going to come in, and they're going to bring in 15 different wines for our staff to try. So we're going to teach them what a Malbec is. We're going to teach them what a Pinot is. We're going to teach them what a Cab is. We're going to teach them what a Zin is. We're going to teach them all these different wines and all this other stuff. And then we're going to let them loose on the world, and we're going to say, now, go sell wine. Now, whoever sells the most bottles of wine tonight gets a $50 bonus. Now, the person who sells the most desserts this week gets a $25 bonus. But what we don't do is we don't educate our staff. Education is the key to the success of any restaurant. If you talk to your staff and you teach them and you share with them what your goals are, and you share with them what food you're running, what specials you're doing, and as well as bring it back down to the basics. Let's say you're in an Irish pub. Very simple. Hey guys, this is our stew. It's one of the number one selling items we have on our menu. In our stew is beef. It's a cube beef that we use. We braise it down. We toss it with a little bit of seasoned flour. Then we make a roux. A roux is flour and butter combined. It's cooked 4 different stages. You give them an over amount of information. You literally overload them with information. Okay? And then after you're done with that signature dish, which we have on our menu, which we're never getting rid of, you then go into another item. By the way, guys, here's our special for tonight. What we're running tonight is this. We're going to do a whatever it is. We're going to do a seared Chilean sea bass. We're going to do a mushroom crust. We use shiitake mushrooms. We use an extra virgin olive oil to sear it in. I use a smoked Maldon salt because of this. I really educate them, and I talk to them like they're chefs, because I do not ever want any person who works in my kitchen, who works in my dining room, to ever come back to me and say, Chef, I need to know if you can do this. Because anybody who works for me, and you ask any waitress who's worked for me in the last 10 years, and I say 10 years because 10 years ago, or 14 years, but in the 14 years before that, I was not a nice guy. I was not the easiest chef to get along with. I felt that I had to prove something, but anyway, to kind of get back, I I educate my staff as far as I possibly can.
So it's
because
worth...
when a waitress stands in a dining room and you as a consumer or a guest in my dining room says, hey, I really like the stew, but I'm allergic to onions, and that waitress says, well, hold on, let me check with the kitchen.
Right.
You just lost that sale. You lost that interest. Instead of, hey, I hate to tell you this, we do use a little bit of onion powder in there, plus we use a Vidalia onion, or we use a sweet onion or a Spanish onion that we add into that dish. So I would like to suggest this to you instead. You just created a sale and a guest for life.
So it's worth every penny to educate your staff, you know?
Every penny. Because you know what? It's not like, it's not like I'm putting a fillet up every single night for my staff to try. It's not like I'm breaking out, the 3-pound lobster out of the lobster tank. Right. But what I'm doing is I'm creating dishes that my staff can take a look at. I'm educating them at the same time. And for me, I like to do one classic item that's on the menu, a signature dish, whatever that signature dish is. And then I like to do the features that we're running for the night. I do the same thing with a glass of wine, a single glass of wine. I'm not saying that I have to put out 10 different varieties. What I'm saying is, hey guys, this is a Cabernet. A Cabernet comes from this region of France. This is the grape that it is. This is how it's produced. Do you guys like that? Awesome, great. And then we do a cocktail. Hey guys, this is our Manhattan. Boom, boom, boom. You educate your staff by making one drink, one glass of wine, a couple of different specials, and your staff is going to sell the hell out of them.
I agree with that 110%, man, and that's refreshing to hear that, because it's not always the norm in the restaurant businesses that I'm accustomed to, and it makes it difficult when it's not like that. Let me ask you this: does the famous mixologist from your podcast, your co-host Russell Davis, does he try to incorporate alcohol into any of your recipes?
Well, what usually happens is I end up just throwing back the cocktails that he's making and come up with a really awesome late-night drunk dish. No, and do you know what's really funny about our relationship is the fact that, one, we haven't seen each other in a long time. We haven't seen each other in probably 2 years.
No way.
So, yeah, we just have a great friendship. We met on the set of Bar Rescue when we did a show in North Carolina. We met. We just created a great bond. We'll be out and people, I'll get recognized when I'm doing something, or he'll get recognized. The next thing you know, there's a FaceTime call coming through with me and a bartender. And I'm like, Russell, here you go. And he always obliges me, man. He has always, every late night FaceTime call that he would get, I think he knows that I'm either calling just to say, hey, what's up, brother? I love you. Or I'm going, dude, I got a hottie bartender standing right behind me, and she's dying to know that I really do know who you are. So,
That's awesome.
But what's happening is we're actually heading out to Reno next week. So Russell and I have a project that we've partnered up with owners of a restaurant out in Reno, as well as with our branding company, and we are rebranding their entire restaurant. So I'm not going to tell you the name of the place right now, but it's under #Reno Project. So if anybody wants to follow that, please feel free to do so, and you're going to get to see the whole progress and the whole progression of what it is that we're going to do. We're doing a massive transformation. So I will guarantee you this: I will be drinking a multitude of Russell's cocktails while I'm in Reno.
All right, Jaybird.
I'll probably throw some wings in the fryer or something, and he'll be cool.
I'm sure, right? Yeah.
All right. So, Brian, I just want to ask you, Chef Duffy, I just stepped out and called you Brian. Chef Duffy, I understand. I heard that you like Budweiser beer.
This is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no other brand produced brand of the brews cost so much glue and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces the smoothest of taste and drinkability you will find in no other beer at any price.
But do you know what Budweiser beer, what the label actually means?
The word.
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, hopefully you're holding one in your hand so you can see this, because it actually means because you enjoy.
No, because you deserve.
Because you deserve what every individual should enjoy regularly.
There you go.
There you go, dude. I never knew that.
Right? Yeah,
all I knew about that, all I knew was Adidas. All day long I dream about sex. That's the one that I remember. But I never knew I was going that far with Budweiser.
It's funny that Homeless Chuck has something for Adidas. It's actually called Adidas, and it's all day long I dream about a home.
Ask him if he wants some advice from an 82-year-old man about sex.
Pops wants to give you advice from an 82-year-old man about sex. You game for that?
Please do. I'm a single man. I'm ready to rock and roll, brother.
Come on, Pops. Lay it on us. Just here, I'll hold it for you. I got it.
Just talk.
One of the greatest things that I remember about an orgasm is the fantastic satisfaction helping my female partner achieve a great one.
There you go.
Absolutely, dude. You and I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's because I'm just shy or just a little bit over half your age, but I will tell you that, and I'll say this out loud and I'll say it proud, that is a goal of mine. No matter that is a goal of mine, my friend. Every opportunity that I get, that is a goal of mine. So I'm glad that as a man who is just shy, just a little bit over half your age, that we're on the same page, dude.
That's great, man. There you go, Pops. He loves to talk about that stuff. Sometimes I got to quiet him down. Like, please, Pops. You know?
No, man, my mom's words from word of the wise, man.
Yeah, I know. He's awesome, dude. All right. I got a couple of questions for you. I don't want to keep you all night, but I've got so many. I've got a whole giant
dude, I'm
thing
good.
of questions.
I love talking to you guys, so go for it.
Oh, thank you. All right. Does John Tafford ever call you in the middle of the night and tell you that he can't sleep? And how much it sucks, and start slamming the phone down.
I will tell you this, that Taffer called me one time. It was middle of the afternoon, and I looked down, and I just, said, hey, it said John Taffer, and I picked it up, and I was like, yo, JT, what's going on, brother? And he started to scream at me about something. Literally started, ripping me apart over the phone, and I just kind of hung up. And so my phone rang again a couple minutes later, and I was in the middle of something. I kind of ignored it, and he called me back again, and I picked up the phone, and he said, are you kidding me, man? Did you just hang up on me? And I said, I am not your son, your employee, or anything like that. So let's get this relationship real quick. And he was actually really cool about it. He's like, I'm really sorry. He's like, I just got really heated when I saw this. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. You know what? Taffer's a really good dude when he's on your side. He's a rock star, man. He's a great guy. He's loaded with information. And he's really fun to talk to. When he's on and he's not on camera, he's a lot of fun to talk to. He's got great stories. He's had amazing experiences.
I'm sure, dude. Just the show alone is it's so entertaining. Yeah. My fiance and I have put Bar Rescue on, and Restaurant Impossible, and a couple of the home improvement shows, And
now Robert Irvine's a good dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I will tell you that Irvine. I just did Food and Wine in New York a couple months ago, and Robert actually, I walked over and I kind of introduced myself to him. And he's like, I know who you are, because we had done an event years ago where him and I actually picked a car up and moved it. That's a whole other story. Right. But yeah, he was really good, and he kind of looked at me and he said, are you still doing rescue? I said, no, I left. And he said, good, because you're a better guy than that. It was pretty funny. He was just saying, I didn't need to yell and scream at people, and I knew what he was talking about. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, we don't. Are you kidding me? No, it's fine. No, we're just big fans of the whole genre of shows. We love that stuff. Yeah. But all right, last thing about the restaurant business before we get into your podcast here, real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What exactly? And you don't have to go, 100% here, but we're all curious. What is a Duffy burger?
What is a Duffy burger? Yeah. A Duffy burger will automatically, it's going to be a dry age grind of beef. Okay, that's it. That's going to where the Duffy burger is going to start. It's going to start off with a really nice chuck and a brisket or something to that effect that at least has a little bit of dry aged flavor to it. That's kind of a direction that I like to go. I like a burger that you can really taste. I like a good mix of fat, so I'm an 80-20 guy. There's no doubt about that at all. I've got to have a really good piece of bacon or something to that effect, whether it's bacon or pork belly or some form of pork that goes into it. I'm really happy about that. So whether it's, scrapple or Gouda or, Canadian bacon or pork roll or something to that effect, I feel that there's got to be a good fatty piece of pork that goes on there. Egg always makes my burgers the greatest one. And I'm not just talking about a quick egg that's cooked. I mean a perfectly fried egg, crispy around the outside with a little bit of crushed red pepper right on top of it, and always an amazing aged cheddar will set it off. Now, if I really have some time, I like a good 45-minute caramelized onion, and I like a long 35 to 40-minute braised wild mushroom.
Good job, dude. That sounds amazing. Yeah.
But I also have a product called Stuffs. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
No, we don't. Tell us.
So it's a burger stuffer that I endorsed. I did not invent this, but it was sent to me from my agent a couple years ago, and I played with it. It was a piece of plastic, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. So I started to play with it, and it's actually a burger stuffer. And if you go to my website, which is chefbrianduffy.com, you can see the stuffs there, but you can also purchase them on any of your As Seen on TV stores. It was a 3.5 minute cult, total cult classic. infomercial, man.
Dude,
yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
I gotta look
Yeah,
at
well, if you guys can send me your address, maybe I'll send you a little swag package.
Oh my God, dude!
Spice and stuff.
We just moved our studio, no joke, and we're actually going to probably move it again in a few months, and get some office space that's bigger and better. But we want to just decorate the walls with maybe a picture of a guest, autograph, something like that in a frame.
Sure, dude.
All that stuff. That'd be
man,
so cool.
I'll send you some. I'll send you some swag. I have autographed cards with recipe on them and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll DM you. That'd be great, dude. Oh my God.
Cool, man.
All right,
yeah,
so
and all you got to do is send it to Jocelyn. Trust me, she will hound me. She will hound me to make sure that I send stuff out. So yeah.
All right, Chef, I want to talk to you about something, and we shouldn't probably be doing this live because this is a business proposition for you. But I want to start doing something that might be called podcast rescue. Where
really? Have you trademarked the name yet?
Yes, no, I haven't.
Just now, we're trademarking.
Yeah, it's trademarked right now.
It takes 18 months to get a trademark. So you trust me.
But you could come in, you could be like, Kevin Holly, what the hell are you doing? Your executive producer is half in the bag. You got a Shure microphone that's 20 years old. I mean, we could do this, man. We could
The only thing is, if we do it, I'm going to make you guys pay for your own renovations.
Yeah, all right.
It holds you more accountable to the renovations. So.
All right.
Oh my God! If we televise it, then we could probably offset the costs.
Yeah. Absolutely. There you go. Just write it off. It's like my license plate. No, I'm joking.
Hey, speaking of writing it off, I was listening about something about assless chaps. You wear assless chaps when you ride your motorcycle?
Dude, everybody's got assless chaps, man.
All chaps
Absolutely.
are assless. Yeah.
They saved my life, man. Well, they saved my legs, I'll tell you that. No, I like to ride. I'm a Harley guy, and trust me, man, when that weather gets a little bit cold, those leather chaps really they cut it back, man. They make for a nice comfortable ride. Maybe not so much on your frozen nutticles, but definitely on your legs, man.
I remember that story from earlier today, actually. I listened to it for the first time. That was hilarious, dude. I apologize for bringing it up because I know you said you wiped out, and I actually wiped out myself back in 2000. I had a horrible motorcycle accident, but I'm not going to get into that. But I'm a Harley guy as well, dude. I love motorcycles. Cool, yeah, absolutely.
Do you still ride?
I still ride. Unfortunately, I'm in the same boat as you, where I just sold my last bike, and I'm looking to get something bigger and better. I want a bike that I like to call the same as. And when people are like, what kind of bike is that? And I'm like, same as that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I want a street glide, something simple, some hard bags, windshield,
well, I still have my bike. So I started with an 05 Sportster, which I absolutely loved. I mean, I loved that bike.
I had an 05
It was perfect for city riding, and I could park it on the sidewalks. And now I've got an 07 Street Bob. That's a little bit more raked out. It's a little bit more, it's just a sick bike, dude. I love it. And I keep looking at it, thinking I'm going to trade it in, but I just love to ride. And I don't know if you heard last night's podcast, but we had Danielle Von Shiner on,
we did hear it.
who is awesome. She is probably one of the coolest chicks that I've ever met.
She spent like 10 minutes on your show talking about where she rides and how she rides, and she's got like a 500cc bike, I think she said.
She does. She's got a Royal Ensign.
That's pretty cool, dude.
She's an old school British bike, and actually she's only about 2 hours north of me. She's up in the Village.
Cool.
But so we're gonna hop her. She's gonna hop out with us one day, and I go up to a place up in the western. The southwestern tip of New York, to a place called Freefall Oz, which is actually a skydiving bed and breakfast place where you go up there and they feed you and they take care of you, and it's a beautiful ride all the way back in through Pennsylvania or out towards Erie and whatnot. It's nice.
Hey, Chef, hold on. Let me just, when we're talking about bed and breakfast, don't you find it a little bit odd that when you're in a small house like that with a few other couples and you hear somebody's bedpost knock on the wall or whatever, and then you wake up the next morning and you're all together around a table and you're all strangers, you're like, you're trying to figure out who was paying in the night before.
Here's my thing. I am a Diamond member with Hilton, so bed and breakfasts are few and very, very far between for me. Because I'm a Hilton guy, man. I want my own room. I want my own bedroom. I want my own bathroom. I like to be, I like to get my 2 bottles of water when I check in, man. I don't want to have to make sure that I fully flushed before I leave the bathroom.
All right, once again, we're talking to Chef Brian Duffy from the famous show Bar Rescue, and, of course, the new podcast, Road Rash Podcast, and you can catch him on Twitter. What is your Twitter? Is it, oh gosh, I forgot off the top of my head here.
Sorry, man. Everything that I do is Chef Bryduff, ChefBriduff. That's Twitter and Instagram, except for my Facebook, which is Chef Brian Duffy. And the only reason my Facebook or my Twitter and Instagram are is because I have way too much to say, so I needed those extra characters.
All right, Pops has something to add to this here. What do you got, Pops? What's up?
Hey, wanted to tell you a quick motorcycle joke. The guy's in a bar and chick buys him a drink, or he buys her a drink, and he says, "Hey, you wanna come over to my place?" She's, "Sure." She says, "But I gotta warn you." He says, "I'm on my menstrual cycle." He says, "That's okay." He says, "I'll follow you over on my Honda."
That's like a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, who lives out in Rockford, Illinois. Her name is Beth, and she's a total Harley chick. She's a total rock star. She just posted a picture of her brand new Escalade that she posted up a couple weeks ago, and she said 3,272,412 toilets later, I finally got my dream car. But she sent me a picture of these two smoking hot chicks laughing, and up top it said, you told me you told me you were a biker and you showed up on a Honda. So yeah.
You meet the nicest people on a Honda or Harley or something. I don't know what that was. Hey, Chef, my mom just messaged us on Mixler and said she wanted to say hi to the chef. She's a big fan, my mom and dad, just so you know, man.
Nice. What's up, Mom and Dad? How are you guys?
Thank you.
And just so in homage to Mom, I have actually asked my mother if she will be a guest on the podcast, and we can discuss my youth.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great, right? I'd be so embarrassed, man.
Yeah, my good Irish Catholic mother will, one, keep it clean. Two, I have no doubt that she's going to tell some of the greatest stories. So.
How about it? Yeah, I could only imagine, dude. My mom, she said that she wants to come on, dude. I'm like, well, you'd have to come sit next to homeless Chuck, and I don't know if he's allowed within 500 feet of a woman, dude.
That's awesome, dude. Oh. The coolest part about doing a podcast or doing a radio show or doing whatever it is that we do is that we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, isn't it great, dude? It's so fun. We had a conspiracy guy on a couple of weeks ago, and he was fantastic, Oh,
I love that. I totally believe that we're all screwed because of other people. Sorry.
We're not huge conspiracy theorists. In fact, it was really funny because we had him talking about some serious things like aliens and chemtrails and whatnot, and then we just nailed him in the face with stuff like, is Michelle Obama really a man? Things like that. It was hysterical. And he was a great sport, man. He's a real funny guy. It's at Raz, Sean Raz Patello. He's a good guy. It's all good stuff, man.
Nice, man.
Well, listen, I want to ask you a couple more questions, if you don't mind here. What is the nastiest thing that you've ever seen in a restaurant or at a job in general?
The nastiest thing that I've ever seen, I don't even have to think about this. The nastiest thing I've ever seen was on the show Rescue. It was on Bar Rescue, where we went into Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and we went into Fairways Golf and Bar.
I saw that one.
Whatever the hell it was called.
Yes.
And I was
the sledge underneath the building.
I was so offended as a professional that it was my last show.
Really?
It was my last episode of Bar Rescue. Was that show?
What was it? I don't recall.
So this was the one where the chef was in the kitchen, and I kept saying, "Don't touch the fucking burger! Don't touch the burger! Stay off of the burger!"
I did see this one. Yeah. You don't have to push the burger down. Just let it cook. I remember this one.
Yeah, man, let it cook. Let science happen, But for me, it was such a disgrace because the thing for me is I'm very prideful of my career. I'm very prideful of my craft.
As you should be.
It's something that I take very seriously. I say all the time in a very odd roundabout way, I say, look, we have the opportunity to kill people on a daily basis. People come into our restaurants and they trust us. They don't think about the sanitation of it, but it's our job to make sure that they don't have to think about the sanitation of it. So keep a clean restaurant. So I walk into this restaurant where they've got black mold over the bar. The entire kitchen was laden, literally infested with black mold. All along all of the refrigerator doors. It was all over the equipment. It was all over the refrigerator. And if you remember correctly on this episode, this is the episode where we had mushrooms growing in the walk-in.
Yeah, I do remember this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
mold
this
and
is
mushrooms
the one.
and yeah.
So we had the kitchen professionally cleaned a couple of times, and it got to the point that we basically quarantined the kitchen off, and we had coolers with the food in it, because the coolers were safer than anything else that they had in there.
Damn.
They had open containers in the walk-in. There were golf ball size mold spores hanging from the ceiling, and the chef was wearing a jacket. And the next time you guys watch this episode, I want you to pay attention to two very, very important things. One is the chef's jacket.
All right.
Okay? Because in one scene, he's wearing the jacket. The next scene, he's not wearing the jacket. And the reason why is because I take such a pride in my jacket that if you're going to call yourself a chef, then you better act like a chef.
Yeah.
Don't just wear the jacket and pretend like you can be one. And don't tell me how wonderful you are and how many awards you've won and you have all these initials after your name, because guess what? I really don't care. Doesn't mean anything to me. What means to me is that you cook, you run a clean kitchen, and you're profitable and you're very professional at what you do. So this guy proceeds to tell me what a great chef he is in the whole 9 yards. And I looked at him, I said, take the jacket off, dude. You're not wearing the jacket anymore. I will not allow you to wear the jacket. So he kept kind of arguing with me, and I had a container. I had a 6-pan. If you work in a restaurant, you know what a 6-pan is. I had a 6-pan of salsa in my hand, and it was a homemade salsa that was bubbling from all the bacteria growth on the inside of it. And I said, then eat the salsa. And he said, I'm not eating the salsa. I can see that it's bad. I said, then take the jacket off. He said, I'm not taking my jacket off. So the next scene you see him, he's in a green T-shirt because he was now wearing an entire 6-pan of salsa all
on
over
his jacket,
in front of
right?
him. And they wouldn't air that shot. So
Hell yeah, dude. You know what? That's why you are where you are. Well, not why you are where you are, but that solidifies it, dude. You know what I mean? That's great, man. I love that. I really do. That's phenomenal. I am going to have to go. We're going to have to go back on YouTube or somewhere and find that episode.
Yeah, dude, it was an awesome episode. I mean, I can tell you about you name an episode that I was in, and I'll tell you something fun about every single one of them, dude. Right. Whether it be a drunk waitress that we all went out with, or bartenders doing somersaults in our hotel lobby. We've had some. You got to realize we traveled with 40 guys on the road, 40 men and women.
Well,
on rescue. So
the best waitress was.
Pops wants to know who your favorite waitress was.
Oh my God! On the show or in my life?
In your life, I guess.
Hey, give us one of each.
One of each, he says.
You know, my favorite waitress ever. Wow, man, that's a tough one. Okay, so my favorite waitress on the show would have to be one of the girls from. Man, that's a really tough one, dude.
They're all good, right?
No, you know why? Because there weren't that many that were good. so I hate to kind of, I hate to pick one just because.
Yeah.
Let me think. So let me go in real life. So I think my probably one of my favorite waitresses. My favorite waitress is my sister.
There you go.
My sister is one of the greatest waitresses that I've ever worked with. I had a tiny little 15-table BYO in Northeast Philadelphia in a horrible area, and her and my ex-wife waited tables there. And they both made a shit ton of money because of the fact that they genuinely cared, and also because of the fact that they were educated about what they were doing.
Yeah, that's a great answer, man.
Hey, tell him I'll accept this cop out and I'll talk to him in person.
Pop says...
Okay, let me think. You know what? I'm going to give you one of my favorite waitresses. One of my favorite waitresses was the unbelievably smoking hot Russian girl who was in the billiard place that we did in Denver with Ami when Ami called me a fat boy. She was one of my favorite waitresses because, one, she was absolutely brilliant. She was she was going to medical school.
Nice.
She was smoking hot, that Eastern European, that beautiful dark hair, that great accent, and just a great ass.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, it totally does when they're leaving and coming and going. Yeah, it's all good.
What if I was to tell you that we have a special guest that just showed up in the studio, and his name's Joe Love?
Yeah, great. Joe Love actually Joe Love was a really good friend of mine, and I heard that when I heard that this morning, I actually kind of freaked out because I didn't want anybody to take offense to what I had said.
I understand.
Okay, there was no offense made.
No, that's cool.
I wasn't. Okay, but it really bothered me to the fact that I hate to tell you, but I pulled the episode.
Did you really?
Yeah, I pulled that today because I really didn't. Well, because that's not the way that I am. I am the most I'm a really, really good dude. I'll tell you that right off the bat. Look, I'm tough in business, and I drive a hard bargain when it comes to negotiating on things, and I'm tough with my employees. But I'm a really caring guy, and that bothered me because of the fact that one, our editor got that really late. And unfortunately, it was missed. It wasn't his fault. I never should have said something like that. But it wasn't meant. I hope nobody took it as a derogatory thing.
Absolutely not. No.
Joe Love I hope he's still out there and rocking and rolling, because he's a rock star, dude.
Yeah.
He was the coolest guy. He was like probably 19 or 20 years old. Really good looking guy, dressed really well, and man, he could talk to the ladies. And I loved working with him.
No.
And then the girl that I had gotten fired over is one of my dear friends.
Yeah.
And her name's Karen, and she's a beautiful, beautiful woman who I've been lucky enough to go out with and have fun with and drink with and sit in dive bars and throw shots back and play darts and pool. So that was a 2-minute segment that I was not happy about, just so you guys know.
Understandable. Although, that being said, I listened to it in its entirety, and I thought, A, it was hilarious, and B, it was innocent. But I can understand your point of view and why you'd want to pull it. Makes perfect sense.
Here's the thing to say. And Russell and I really went back and forth on this. This was something because I called him last night at about 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, dude, we've got to pull this, because I'm not. I could see how somebody could take it as possibly being racist or something.
Yeah.
And that was not it at all. And I just didn't want. But the big thing for me wasn't even what was said. It was the fact that I used both of their full names, and that's not fair to them.
Exactly. So I apologize for saying his name. I didn't know you pulled it.
Dude, rock and roll. No, his name is not actually Joe Love.
Okay.
That was his nickname. We called him Joe Love because Joe got more loving than any man I've ever met. He was like Tom Jones. He was like Tom Jones with a tan, man.
Nice. Oh, that's fantastic, man. That really is. All right. Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure talking to you. We're running up on a hard break here in a minute, and we're going to start the third hour. If you want to stick around and listen, we're on Mixlr.com. We're going to have a band in here in a few minutes. Well, about 20 minutes.
I know, I heard. That's awesome.
These guys are hilarious, these kids, man. I'll tell you what, they're awesome.
It's going to be a crazy...
Hey, where's you guys located?
We're in Newport Richey, Florida, just north of Tampa.
Okay. So you guys know I'm opening a restaurant down in Tampa.
No, I did not know that. No.
Yeah, my clients were opening a spot down there. I can't tell you too much about it right now. But number two of my most favorite radio people in the world are in Tampa. Which is Kathy Suswitz and Monica. I can't remember Monica's last name, but it's Bills fan Monica and Kathy Suswitz on Twitter, and I'll connect you guys.
That would be
They're
awesome.
Awesome girls, and my other buddy Jack Stifle lives down there, who's from Mix Radio. I have a boatload of friends down in Tampa, man, and I got my last 2 tattoos down in Tampa in Ybor City.
Oh, nice. Dude. Yeah. Well, welcome to Tampa, brother. That's
man,
awesome.
I don't play games, dude. I have fun.
You should, man. That's so cool.
Tampa's a big test market.
So when I'm down there, I will totally make sure that you guys know when the opening is.
That'd be great.
Just keep in touch with me through Twitter and Facebook or whatever it is, and I've got a really good kind of conglomerate of people that I go down there and hang out with, and I love Tampa. I'm a huge fan of it. So.
Yeah, we are too. Yeah. Well, listen, I can't thank you enough for calling in. And, Jocelyn was really nice to me. Kudos to her. Keep her around, man. She is awesome, No,
I'm hoping she keeps me around.
Right on.
So,
and Road Rash podcast, if anybody's out there listening to us, definitely check out Chef Brian Duffy's podcast with Russell Davis. And that is an amazing podcast. It's new. It's fresh. These guys, travel the country. It's amazing to listen to. The world, yeah.
We're worldly, dude. We're worldly.
Dude,
I'm leaving for the Middle East in 4 weeks.
Dude.
Ooh, I'm sorry, man.
No, don't be sorry. Change the world.
I'm going to a military base, brother. I don't play games.
All right, cool, good.
Well, be safe out there, Brian. Seriously.
I will, man.
Thank you for calling in, and listen to the Stillhouse Shakers in a few minutes, man. Thanks for calling. We really appreciate it. All right,
cheers, guys. Have a good night. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you, bro. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, Brian Duffy, everybody. There you go. Wow. It's welcome back, everybody, to, I don't know what to call this segment, the second hour, I guess, maybe. We skipped the break, but I played that vintage interview from 2015 with Chef Brian Duffy from Bar Rescue. And that was back in the old studio Man, that was back in the kitchen when we first started. That was like my third, maybe fourth interview I ever did. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I was super proud of that interview. He mentioned a friend of his in radio in Tampa, Monica, at Bill's fan Monica, whatever it was. Dude, that's Monica from The Bone, man, from Roger and JP. How about that? I had no idea. I never even put that together. It's been so long since I listened to that interview, and I didn't know who Monica was back in 2015, man. Roger and JP were just getting started on The Bone back then, you know. Oh, wow. So welcome to the chat room, Nitwit, Spicoli TV, and who is this beautiful lady in the chat room? I'm scrolling. I can't scroll. Wait, no, I can scroll. Snarkit of Oz. Talking about Detroit Annie sending love and hugs for my kid. That's beautiful. I love when people interact and wish good things upon other people. And the reason that I had that loaded up was because I didn't know what was going on tonight. And I'm so glad that I had that on tap, because I did take a couple of phone calls, personal phone calls. That's why I played that interview. You know, my kid dislocated her knee and chipped part of her bone on her leg doing her, during dance class. So tonight was her MRI, and it's pretty rough. It's not good, but it could have been a lot worse. So thank you for everybody, not just tonight, but all week that have reached out to me. Darlene Wells, what a beautiful soul. Lorraine Landon, another a lady in the world out there that supports myself and my family, and just people are so sweet to me. I really, really appreciate that. And I had a conversation with my daughter during that interview outside, and I'm not going to tear up or anything like that, but it was really heartwarming, and I feel like I'm pretty proud as a parent that I was able to tell her, look, when I got to work today, my dispatcher at work, who's one of my immediate supervisors, came up to me out of the blue and said, hey, how's your kid? And they didn't ask me about my hours or my timesheets or my punch card or anything like that. She just said, how's your kid? And I explained to my daughter that you're not a burden to anybody. She said, oh, Daddy, I'm such a pain in the butt. I'm sorry I did this. And I'm like, why are you sorry? It was an accident. You got hurt doing something you love. It's like an accident during softball, pulling a hammy, And, it's something I've never experienced before. And anybody out there that's a parent, I think, can understand. It is very, very emotionally painful to watch your child in pain, and to have your child at 13 years old tell you, I'm sorry that I'm being a burden, that I'm sorry that, I'm making things difficult. I'm sorry. She basically said verbatim, I'm sorry I'm a pain in the butt. And I said, you're not being a pain in the butt. I said, just so you know, Daddy's new job, I've been there, 3 weeks now? And, you change a career, every 5-10 years? I've had a lot of jobs. But I told her, I said, look, this is a family-orientated job, the company. And you're not a burden at all. They're concerned for you as well. They're part of the family. Even a month in, they are concerned like family members. It's a great company. And I want you to know that you're not a burden. Just relax, is what I told her. Just relax. Take your ibuprofen. Make sure you wear your leg brace. Put ice on it. Do all the things the doctor told you to do. I said, don't worry about what the MRI tech said. If that MRI tech looked at the pictures and went, whoa, that's not the orthopedic surgeon, okay? There's not a lot of people in the world that can look at an image of a busted up kneecap without gasping, okay? Take that with a grain of salt. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what the MRI tech, if he or she went, don't worry about that. Worry about what the orthopedic surgeon says. And I said, you're not a burden at all. Everybody wants you to heal, so just relax and lay down and get extra sleep, because that'll help you heal. And she's like, okay, thank you, Daddy. All right, and she calmed down and she stopped crying. And when a parent through words on a phone call can calm the soul of a child and get them to stop crying, I think is one of those moments that just moves you. And I don't know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm the best dad ever. I'm not. Believe me, nobody is. Bill Cosby certainly wasn't, right? He's a TV dad that everybody respected, but what did he turn out to be, right? I don't know, that's really stupid to compare myself to Bill Cosby, but I think you understand where I'm going with this. And that feeling when you can calm your child down in a situation where they have a broken leg or a busted kneecap, a dislocated patella, whatever it might be, when you can get that child to, over the phone, calm down and say, okay, daddy. Okay, I will. Okay. And then just like, I love you. And then she said, I love you like 15 times. And over the phone, I love you. And I was like, I love you. And she's like, she wanted to get the last one, I don't know. For me personally, the most important thing in my life is my children. My family, my fiance, our safety and security. Those things are number one. And I would be lying to all of you if I said anything different. My career, my jobs, money, status symbols, whether or not I still have a Harley or a boat, how big my house is, how small my house is, my personal endeavors, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is the safety and security of my children, my fiance, and my family. And the order of those will change depending on the situation. And I think that's healthy. I think that's healthy. People get, boyfriends and girlfriends, they get jealous, like, well, how come I'm not always first? And the kids are like, how come I'm not first? The family's like, how's your mom not first? You know what? It depends on the situation. That being said, let's look at the chat room. Spicoli TV says Memorex on the interview with Chef Brian Duffy. I love it. Haas says, my boss is the same way. He's so good to me. How about that, Haas? Now, a lot of people rip on Haas. Haas has been a fan of the show and a contributor of the show and on-air personality of the Kevin Holly Show for a couple of years now. And one of our original listeners, and I know Glick is always like, oh, screw Haas. But honestly, I know Haas is very crass. Really hard to listen to sometimes. But a good soul and a good heart and a good sport. We make fun of him and he takes it with a grain of salt and he delivers it back tenfold, but that's great, man. Stan says, always kids come first. I agree, bro. And Stan, I don't even think Stan has any kids that he knows of. He says, I think it should be first come, first serve. That's great. That really is, man. But I think y'all know where I'm going with that. And that's cool. Yeah, get over the sappy shit already. I will, Haas. I'll get over it right now. I'll get over it right now, bro. You know what I'll get over it with? I'll get over it with a little bit of something that everybody loves on the Kevin Holly Show. And it's part of the show. It's... You think I'm gonna do Pyramid Game? You think I'm gonna do, strange news? No, I'm doing cock chat.
Cock chat.
I'm just kidding. We're not doing cock chat right now, but we will do some strange news. Why not? Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for strange news on the Kevin Holly Show. All right. I'm not going to cry. Stan says his tears are hydrating him. If he could save those tears, I'd love to lube up with them. I'm just saying, Maybe this weekend. Oh, what do you mean this weekend, Kevin? We'll get to that later. So let's do a little strange news, man. Our first strange news tonight is kind of like, I don't know if this is, I know it's real, but I don't know much about it. This came in from Wesley Chapel, Florida. Pasco construction worker was killed in a targeted execution. That's right. This is breaking news. This happened at, oh my God, I'm burping. I'm good. Hoorah! Hoorah! At about 1:30 this afternoon. And in Wesley Chapel, which is about 20 minutes from downtown Newport Richey, where the dump tower is, there's a lot of construction going on out there. Well, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is investigating what Sheriff Chris Nacco, who's a stud, called a targeted execution. Shooting victim Hans Alvarez was 46 years old. He was targeted. It was not a random shooting, okay? And this is messed up. It's still an unsolved crime. Anyone with information, please call the Pasco Sheriff's Office tonight if you know anything about this. Nacco said the victim, Hines Gianni Alvarez, a construction worker, was 46 years old. The sheriff said Alvarez and others were working at a construction site when they took a break during the noon hour. That's a siesta, if I'm not mistaken. Two black males reportedly approached the work site and Alvarez. They tapped him on the leg. I guess they woke him up during his siesta and then fatally shot him. The suspects knew the shooting victim and that there were no signs of robbery. The sheriff said the men were between 5'3" and 5'8". Well, then there's no way they were black guys. There's no way. They're way too short. They each had short braided hair. Oh, that's consistent, but I don't know, man. Officials said this appears to be an isolated incident and not a threat to the community. Nacco said anyone with information call the Pasco Sheriff's Office. So that sucks. That seems like this dude had some kind of skeletons in the closet and was on a job site. They knew where he worked, probably, and they pulled up, caught him at lunchtime when they knew he'd be out sitting around eating a sandwich under a shade tree, whatever, and they got him, dude. Wow. I thought there would be more to that. I didn't read this. I did not read any of these tonight. These are all headlines that normally it's just Facebook safe, but tonight strange news is also going to be headlines I have not read. Haas says, fuck you, Kevin. I got excited for cock chat, you dick. Spicoli needs a drink. Who doesn't? Oh, man. Oh, good Lord. Speaking of drinks, normally I'd say shots for bots. Guess what? This week, the Verona is scheduled to open. That's right, man. The new music venue on U.S. Highway 19 in beautiful downtown Newport Richey, just north of State Road 54 and U.S. Highway 19. The old Insomniacs, if you have been around for a while, next to the old Bourbon Street, is going to be open this weekend. Coming up, if it's on schedule. And, dude, I cannot wait for the Verona to open. So keep yourselves posted on that. That's going to be fantastic. I know Slingshot Robot's going to be playing there. Maybe the first night, maybe the first week, maybe the first weekend, it's going to be soon because everybody loves Slingshot Robot. And Al's been huge in the music scene in Pasco County for like 20 years plus. And I know Evan, the owner of the Verona, and the band Burning Fair Verona, I know they're going to bring those guys on. So shots for bots, everybody. Take a sip. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So that's also a drink for Spicoli TV. SpicoliTV.com. Check them out. Also check out Nitwit.tv. Two of my favorite podcasts. I kind of lean towards Spicoli just because, I mean, there's great things about both shows. For some reason, though, I kind of got a hard on for Spicoli and Smitty. But I love Kirk as well. And so, I don't know. Maybe they're dead even. Maybe they're dead nuts. I don't know. But both shows are fantastic. And, of course, Open Mic Live. That's right. Open Mic Live, the show. Was it openmictheshow.com? Something like that. Mike Tyree, Stand Down Deo. Always with fresh guests every week. And a fantastic podcast and live internet radio program. That being said, let's get to the next one here. Hopefully it's better than the first one. Okay, here we go. Desperation. Who's been desperate out there? We've all been desperate before, right? You can smell it. You can smell the desperation as pot shops sell untested weed. Los Angeles, according to the Associated Press, a bargain basement bud is on the menu in California. but you need to act as fast as you can to cash in on the cheap weed. I don't know. I mean, I'd act slow on the cheap weed if I was a weed smoker. There it is, cock chat. That's right, baby. Spicoli is the master. Regulations being phased in 6 months after the state broadly legalized marijuana require that pot sold after Saturday meet strict quality standards. So retailers are unloading untested inventory at blowout prices. So if you want the cheap, untested weed, go to LA. Deep discounts on everything from edibles to joints reflect the last days of the heady first phase of legal recreational pot. They could be followed by empty shelves, as many stores scramble to restock with properly tested and packaged products. You can smell it. There's a certain desperation from stores that bought too much, and they have to dump it, said John Atari. Really? Atari? The CEO of Source Cannabis Farms, a licensed cultivator in Los Angeles. There's going to be a big shortage of clean product come July 1st. Well, let's hope so, because my birthday is July 2nd. At Firehouse, they spell it like house, H-A-U-S, at Firehouse, a shop along an LA freeway. A fire sale of sorts unfolded this month with a 50% off summer blowout sale. Advertised on a popular marijuana app and texted and emailed to regular customers. Patrons leaving the brick storefront on a recent day were happy to double their value, but were unaware of the reason behind the bargains. A half dozen of those interviewed, would that be like a half ounce of those interviewed, said they welcomed testing designed to weed out pesticides. I see what you did there. Weed out the pesticides and contaminants, such as solvents and mold, though they were largely unconcerned about the safety of the cannabis they used for years. Well, think about that. If you weren't buying it at a legal dispensary in the last couple of years, you were buying it from Raul over at the Burger King. You know what I mean? So you didn't know if you're getting, mold or bugs on it or whatever. You're getting commercial. Not that I know anything about it, but, you're probably, that's what I've heard, been told. You were getting commercial, Mexican weed that was, kind of brown, just like, it was decent. It may have been homegrown, but it was not like really, really good stuff, And you didn't have a concern if there was bugs on it. You just like smoked them anyway. Maybe it would give you protein. I don't know. So this guy says, I smoked pot for 40 years that wasn't tested from dealers on the street, and it smelled like anything from gasoline to perfume. Oh, and the names there said Catherine Lanzarata, who stocked up on the Blue Dream. So she's like, I've never had that concern. So testing will also examine concentrations and potency of the ingredient that gives users a buzz. The change in rules was part of the state's decision to allow the industry in its legal infancy to get a running start at the beginning of the year. Shops were given 6 months to burn through supplies, of grass-grown and cookies and other products made without strict testing requirements. Any marijuana harvested this year for sale July 1st must meet quality and safety standards or be destroyed. How are they going to destroy it? Hobbs, man! We're going to have to destroy this shit, man! They're out in the back parking lot by the dumpsters destroying it. Before the legalization of recreational marijuana, testing of pot sold for medical purposes was largely done for marketing. So growers could promote the potency of the product or the fact that it was free of contaminants. Robert Martin, co-founder and CEO of CW Analytical Laboratories in Oakland, said the voluminous new rules are draconian, with a mandate to test for heavy metals, which he said is unnecessary, and one to keep tested samples 45 days. There are also requirements about what technicians must wear, and lab employees have to pick up test samples directly from suppliers. Now, I find it funny that all these dudes are co-founders and CEOs. They're just weed dealers, man. That's all they really are. The new regulations have us twisting, said Martin. We feel like we're trying to do yoga on two mats. Yeah, right? They're stretched in three different directions, I don't know, man. I'm looking at the chat room, and Stan says, my goal is to get better until I am as good as Spicoli. Nitwit says, give it up. Nitwit says, then you'll be perpetually locked in mediocrity. Well, now that I can spell mediocrity, I'm okay with that, says Stan. I love it. I love the chat room. Check it out on kevinhollyshow.com or Spreaker.com. Join us in the chat room. So to finish this story, a large concern is a lack of testing as business owners banked on delayed implementation of the new rules. That could put them in a precarious position as they try to push product through a limited pipeline to restock shops with clean weed. The fear is that there will be a repeat of what Oregon experienced 2 years ago, as distributors held out for rules reprieve that never materialized and to help up the supply chain. So the resulting bottleneck at labs meant testing that should have taken days dragged on for weeks. So it said Lori Glauser, Chief Operating Officer at EVO Labs. Everybody's a Chief Operating Officer, a CFO, a CEO, a COO. Come on, man. You're just weed dealers. So what am I going to do? Meet Raul at Burger King and be like, hey, man, look, I got $40. Can I get a quarter bag? And he'll be like, oh, well, hey, man. Hey, man, I'm a new COO, man, of Raul Enterprises now, so it's $80 now. You know, I mean, come on, man. What is this crap? It's ridiculous. So just let it be legal for everybody. I do like the idea of it being tested and regulated, but it's not like heroin. It's not like it's laced with formaldehyde or you know, it's just a plant, man. You're just taking it a little out of hand. It's getting a little ridiculous. The medicinal side, sure. I get it, but I don't know. This is just my opinion. So as some shops prepared for the new regulations by gradually replacing pot, they also sold their products and they passed the tests. So that just leads me to believe that pretty much all weed's going to pass all these tests. The Shasta Lake Medical Marijuana Shop is going to be reopened on January 1st with the same untested inventory as the day before. So they're like, fuck you. We're just going to reopen after that date a couple months later, and no one's going to know. But by February, she estimated about 15% of the inventory at 530 Cannabis had been approved by testing labs. So that jumped to about 50%. And earlier this month, she said she figured about 95% of her goods passed the muster. So everyone in the game knew this was coming. Their hope is that everybody has been doing their job, getting systems dialed in for an uninterrupted supply chain. I don't think there's going to be a problem. I really don't. Yeah, I got $40. Let me get a double quarter pounder. Let me get a Royale with cheese. It's ridiculous, man. Come on. All right, what else we got here? I know I had a really good one here. Here we go. Cheech Marin. High time for Cheech's Art Museum. California. Yeah, the state, California. They gave $9.7 million to Cheech Marin's Chicano Art Museum. The money was rolled up in the $139 billion California budget for 2018-2019 that Governor Jerry Brown signed on Wednesday. The Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art, that's a real thing. The Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art, Culture and Industry is scheduled to open in 2020 in Riverside, where you can get a very good mullet, east of LA. The Cheech, as Marin prefers to call it, will include approximately 700 paintings, drawings, sculptures, and other works that he's collected over more than 30 years. Among them are works by such internationally acclaimed Chicano artists as Gilbert Maju Lujan, Frank Romero, and Carlos Almares. I have dreamed for many years, man, of finding a home for the hundreds of pieces of art that I've spent much of my time collecting, man, protecting and showing, man. And when possible, at major museums around the world. Why not, man? The Riverside community has made this dream a reality. Well, you got $9.7 million for a bunch of paintings by Chicanos that nobody knows. It's not like you got like Michelangelo. I can't even talk. It's not like you got, Salvador Dali paintings, man. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the Chicanos that made this beautiful art over 30 years that he collected, but it's Chicano art, man. I mean, nobody knows who these people are except maybe some, cholos. I don't know. It's like, what are these cholos? Are they gonna be like, hey, Holmes, man, we got some beautiful art for you, man. You got to come down here and look at this stuff, man. It's like, look at this one right here. It's a beautiful flower, man. It's a weed flower. Look at it. Look how good it is, man. Holmes, what's up, Holmes? Look at, if I unbutton my shirt at the very top and just tighten the top part and let it flow, and you take my picture and then you paint it and you put it in a frame, man. This is Cholo art, man. It's Chicano art, man. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being racist. I don't know. But really, $9.7 million? Like Cheech doesn't have enough money? Marin and the Riverside Art Museum had already raised approximately $3 million since plans for the museum were unveiled last year. It will be located in a refurbished building next door to Riverside's historic Mission Inn, a stopping point since it opened in the 1870s for numerous celebrities and presidents, including Theodore Roosevelt, Richard Nixon, and George W. Bush. Marin, a lifelong art lover, began collecting soon after he and cannabis... I'm dying. I need cannabis for my hiccups. Marin, a lifelong art lover, began collecting soon after he and cannabis comedy partner Tommy Chong became famous in the 1970s. He said over the years, he focused on Chicano art, not so much because he's a Chicano, but because of how brilliant he found the artists to be, and how, in the early years, so few people were aware of their work. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen their work spray painted and tagged on the sides of trains and buildings throughout the inner cities of Chicago, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Miami, Hialeah, all those places, man. That began to change as Martin, 71 years old, persuaded museums across the country to stage exhibitions. After one at the Riverside Art Museum last year drew more than double its normal attendance, officials approached him about permanently housing his collection there. How about that, man? Good for him, dude. You know, I'm making jokes, but good for him, dude. Hey, man, you know what we're going to do today, Holmes, man? We're going to spray paint tag our names on the side of this train bus, and then we're going to take a picture of it and frame it and put it inside this art museum. And if we get enough of these things over 30 years, man, we're going to get $9.7 million. Was that his plan all along? Was that his plan all along? It said he's been an art collector and lover of art for 30 years. Was that his plan all along? To open a museum? I would love to interview Cheech Marin. Anybody that knows Cheech, have him call the show. 727-237-6010. Look into the chat room. Hall says, be like, I got $40. Let me get a double quarter pounder. I already said that. And in the chat room, is this really why I'm listening? I'm sorry, dude. It's in the news, man. That's part of the segment. I know it sucks, but that's what we're doing. Hey, man. You're listening, man, because that's what we're doing, man. All right, man. House arrest? A home was abandoned on a Delaware road. Yeah, that's right. A home was abandoned on a Delaware road. Hey, I'm in Delaware. Police in Delaware's capital city would like to know who dropped the house onto a two-lane road. The Dover Police Department says someone abandoned the prefabricated home, blocking traffic at least until Wednesday. Is that a mobile home? I mean, I know it's parked on the road, but prefabricated. Oh, it's not a mobile home. It's a prefabricated home. Okay, it's a trailer. In a Facebook post that had been shared thousands of times, the department posted pictures of the home and said, "This is not a joke." The house was draped with a banner that said, "Oversized load." I don't know about you guys, but I've had some oversized loads in my time. So, police advised drivers to use an alternative route. Oh, really? Really? Yeah, don't drive through the home. Use an alternative route. How about just going around it? That would be an alternative route, I would imagine. Hey, man! What's up, Andy? Hey, man! Andy! Anyway, that sucks, man. I mean, who would drop off a perfectly good trailer home in the middle of a road in Delaware? You know, if that fucking home was dropped off in Moon Lake and in Newport Richie, that shit would be gutted for aluminum and copper in like 5 minutes. Somebody'd be squatting in it. They'd be like, "Hey, you know, this is my home, man. You can't just take it. I live here. Call the cops, man. Do what you gotta do. Call DCF, man. My kids are here." Speaking of oversized loads, a driver gets a reputation after his second citation in Springfield, Massachusetts. Hey, out there in Gag FM in Boston, fucking Mass, go to the fucking Pam Habit Wing House and get yourself some fucking wings. In Massachusetts, a driver is becoming famous in Massachusetts for an unlikely skill: being pulled over for uncovered cargo. I'm looking at the picture here. This dude's got an extended cab, short bed, S10, Chevy pickup truck. And there's like 15 chairs, some file cabinets, a couple of desks. Some shit's got wheels on it like a tool bench, and it's like 15 feet above the truck. And it's it's so heavy that the tailgate's almost hitting the bumpers on the ground. So the unnamed driver has been pulled over twice in the past week and given citations. The latter stop happened Monday in Chicopee. I know a couple of Chicopee on me. Chicopee on me. For what looks like an overgrown, God, I'm childish, an overgrown chia pet growing out of the back of a red pickup truck. The truck bed was piled high with leafy branches. State police initially pulled the man over off Interstate 91 on June 20th in Springfield for carrying an uncovered array of chairs and shelves. Chicopee police say the man was stopped for an unsecured load. Man, my loads are always secured. Also for obstructed taillights and obstructed license plate. It labeled the photo on Facebook from the files of some just do not get it. Some who just do not get it. They forgot the who part, which is really ridiculous. Social media posts by police and media outlets have earned hundreds of shares and comments. Well, that's great. I love the last sentence on that. That's just stupid, man. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. It's like, did I don't know. Yeah, Andy says, half the women I slept with are oversized loads. Well, I mean, okay. Sometimes when you sleep with a woman, you blow your wad a little early, and it's like not really an oversized load. I don't know, man. But whatever. What are you going to do? You know? At this point in my life, my dick's just for show. I don't even think it works. I don't even know. I mean, it probably does. But who wants to test it out, man? I'll be here for another hour. Hey, we still haven't taken a break. It's almost 10 o'clock. But I do have something for my friend Andy out there in Tennessee, Chicago alumni, my boy, Conan High School, baby. Living the day back in Schaumburg. Oh, yeah, the Berg, Chi-Town, Chirac. What's up, Andy? Oh, yeah. Andy. Yes, I do. Come on, do it. Come on, Cameo. Cameo is a player. It's a candy. My eyes roll in my head. I toss and turn in my bed. In the morning when I think about you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You're the reason why. What's up, Andy? I attempt to make my best for you. Indeed I do. Cameo, look at that cod piece. All right. I've had enough of that. Oh shit! Here we got a call here. Let's take it. Kevin Holly Show, you are live.
Dude, if you play that music, you know I'm going to call you, right?
What's up, Andy?
What's going on, brother? What are you doing?
I was sitting here, doing my thing, jelly bang. What are you doing?
Calling you, man.
So what's new in Tennessee, man?
Nothing, man. Hey, I was on the Facebook. I tagged you in a video there. We were having a little bit of Tennessee fun. Shooting some trap out the back door there.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm all about the back door.
Yeah, I know you are. Speaking of back doors, how's Filbert doing?
Oh, he's being a pussy little bitch, man. He's like,
no.
Yeah, I got to get up early for work tomorrow. You know, I had him confirmed, and he's all, oh, I can't do it, bro. What a pussy, you know? Little fucking...
I gotta get up. Well, I don't gotta get up early. I gotta get up Uber tomorrow and work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally know, man. I Uber on my way home every night after work, man. I put in an extra 2 hours every night. Not people, just food, you know? But yeah, dude.
How you doing? Yeah.
It sucks, man. I hate it, dude. I wish I like, dude, I won the lottery last night. No joke. I did. I played Lucky Money. It's 4 numbers and like a Powerball, you know? And I won I won the Powerball, but I got no numbers, so I got a free ticket. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow, you know?
Shit, dude, you got to play that shit. You know?
Yeah, play to win, dude. I'll tell you what, Andy, if I win, I will personally help you and fund you to change your name to Candy instead of Andy.
Done, I'll take that.
Holy shit, man. I'll take it. Dude, man, I'm bombing over here. I'm dying, man. I'm dying. I'm all alone. I'm scared and lonely. And this...
you're doing fine. That's why I called in, man, because you don't need no help. I just thought I'd call in and say, what's up, man? I was going to call you last week, man, but I fucking flaked out. I don't know what the hell happened.
Nah, it's no big deal, man. I fell asleep every night last week like a little bitch, man. I've been so busy at work, my new job. Yeah, I've had a lot of jobs, Andy. And this new one's just like consumed a lot of my energy, just because it's like it's a boring kind of sit down type of tech kind of job, you know. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful. But dude, it's like it's taking a mental toll on me, man. When you're doing that kind of thing.
Here's the good news. You got another one to add to the when I used to work at segment. Right?
Yeah. I plan on quitting soon.
Well, that's good, man. We all got goals. You know, you got life goals, man. Just get a job and fucking quit, you know?
Yeah, dude. I thought about writing a book. Like, if I wrote a book about all the jobs I had, then I started thinking, like, maybe I should write a book about all the jobs I will have, right? And then I'll go out and get new jobs that I know I'll get hired at, like Burger King, Taco Bell, you know, Denny's, different restaurants or factory jobs or assembly jobs or driving jobs, you know, jobs that are not really super skilled jobs, you know what I mean? Not to take away anything from people that work those kind of jobs, but if I
they need $15 an hour. Come on, man. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, better than that, you should write a book about the jobs you didn't get.
Well, I'm thinking though, Andy, if I do a book about jobs that I'm going to get or as I get them, and then I get a job for like a day or two, and then I find a way to get fired or ghost them. Like if you work at like Burger King and you're there for like an hour, and then you just
Hey, true story. When I lived in Schaumburg, I worked at Burger King for 2 hours. That's not a joke, man. I'm not fucking kidding you.
Dude, we're like brothers,
man.
Not
even a joke. Listen to this, man. I went down there. I was staying with Trey, who lived right by the Burger, like a block from Burger King. Right over here on Roselle and like Wise. Right?
I lived at Trey's house for a year and a half, dude. Like on and off, like as sleepovers, man. Yeah.
Yeah, who didn't? You know. So I went down there and I applied for a job, and they said, "Oh, you do cash register?" And I said, "Well, I'm not doing any shit like, you know, I'm not doing any scrub work, you know, it's not me." So I went down there, got my shirt on, you know, I was working the register, and she says, "Hey, you want to help so and so change oil in the fryers?" And I looked at her, and I went, "No, are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah, can you help them change the oil in the fryers?" "Nope. See you later." I gave her that fucking shirt back, and I left.
Dude, did you grab a Whopper on your way out?
Yeah, I grabbed a Whopper at her 2 or 3 times. I said, "Here's a Whopper for you, lady."
That's where I was going, dude.
Take it easy.
Hey, I'm telling you. She said, "Hey, take a Whopper." I was
proud. My wife's up to 2 packs a day. Oh, shit.
She said,
that was probably the funniest job I ever had, man.
Dude, I did that, man. I got a job on a shuttle boat that took like, I don't know, it was a double-decker shuttle boat that went 7 miles off the coast of the west coast of Florida here. And it took you out to a gambling casino boat that was in international waters, right? So
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Fucking money laundering or some shit?
No, it was a gambling casino boat.
Yeah, I was legit. Yeah, no, I was legit. Yeah.
Dude, if you did the research on that, dude, the research on that company, man, they've been in and out of trouble for years, dude. But anyway,
sounds like it.
I took a job as a dockhand, okay? And all I had to do was like grab the ropes, tie the boat to the casino boat that was 7 miles offshore, bobbing up and down, you know. And I go out there, and we get to the casino boat, and the dudes pop up off the top of the casino boat. They throw these giant ropes down. I grab them, I tie it up, and I'm like, I can do this. Then they put the gangplank from the shuttle boat to the casino boat. And little old ladies are like in walkers and wheelchairs trying to get off the boat and get on the boat. And they're like, you got to help these people, make sure nobody falls in. And I'm like, dude, everything's moving and we're in the middle of the ocean, you know? Yeah. And I'm like,
everything's moving.
Yeah, it was scary, dude. I thought I was going to lose this one old lady. I'll never forget her. She had like purple hair. She was like 100 pounds, you know, with a walker. And I'm like, I thought I was going to lose her. I had to like grab her. I thought I was going to break her arm grabbing it, you know. And so finally that's over. And I get back into the shuttle boat and we head back to take the next people back and then pick up more people and bring them out. There's like 4 trips a day or something like that, you know. And we're heading back and the dude's like, all right, now we got to go downstairs and down below, and we got to make sure the toilets are flushed out into the holding tanks and everything's clean.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm like in this tiny little like engine room under the boat, you know. It was so claustrophobic, smaller than my studio in the dump tower, right? and I'm like claustrophobic in there, and it smells like shit and diesel fuel. And I got like a little scrubby brush, and I'm cleaning the intake or whatever it is, you know, the little piping thing or whatever, and like turning valves, trying to break them and stuff. And I'm like, well, this sucks. So I look up, and I'm like, dude, literally, I look up through the hole where the little ladder was. Like, it's like a hole, like a sewer. And I look up, and I see the dude's face, and he's like, yeah, you're doing good, man. And I'm like, hey, nobody told me. What do I get paid for this? What's my wage, dude? You know? And he's like, what do you mean, dude? Everybody gets minimum wage. And I'm like, it's like $7.55 an hour, dude. This is like 15 years ago, you know? And he's like, yeah, man. And I'm like, $7.55 an hour to make sure no old ladies fall in the ocean and clean toilets? Fuck this. And I dropped the brush. I climbed up the ladder and I took my little captain shirt off, dude, you know? And I handed it to him and I was like, fuck this, man. No offense, man. I'm done. And dude, it was literally like one trip, like 4 hours. And I went to the top deck of the shuttle boat and I had no shirt on. I was wearing like khakis. And I just sunned myself and smoked a cigar, arguably.
Took a ride back.
Yeah, man. Fuck that, dude. I'll ghost a job like that all day long, man. I don't care, you know. So what are your plans, dude? I know you've got a lot of skill set, dude. I know that you've been in the armed services. You know, you're a heavily tattooed man like myself, and you're a man's man like myself. Probably a little taller than me, but what
manly man, you know.
What are you looking to do up there in Tennessee, man? Besides, you know, shooting guns and bonfires, man, and Ubering. What do you?
Well, you read me, but what else is there? Let me ask you that.
Well, maybe arguably that's all there is, and that's why you're there, you know?
You know living. What, man? I look at it this way. I had a job when I got down here. I was working from home. They let me go in like April or whatever. So I figured, you know, there's a lot of shit going on down here, building and construction, you know, roads and shit like that. I can find a job pretty easy, but that's not been the case, man. So at your suggestion, you know, and a couple other people said, oh, why don't you just drive? I think my wife was one of them. She said, why don't you just Uber? And I was like, come on, dude, that's not even all right, I'll give it a shot, man. I tell you what, man, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad.
All day, I drop them off, man. These are 10 to 20 minute relationships I have with these people. I get to know some shit I never wanted to know, you know, sometimes. And but it's been cool, man. And there's a lot of people. So I joined a couple Facebook groups around the Nashville area for Uber and Lyft drivers. There's some sour ass people out there, man. But I tell you what, I'm enjoying it while I'm looking for a job, you know. So
yeah,
it's good. And here's one thing I have learned the last 2 months I've been doing this: Canadians love Nashville. That is a fact. You know how many Canadians I pick up in Nashville?
Oh,
holy
Nashville,
shit,
eh?
man!
Oh,
They
Nashville's
love
good.
Nashville.
It's good, huh? Hey?
Oh yeah, hey there, hey there, hi there. They love fucking Nashville. I don't know what that is, man. They come down here, they get shitty drunk, and
did they tip you?
Warm weather. Yeah, the Canadians, though, they're very polite people, you know.
I mean, I worked in restaurants for 20 years, and Canadians notoriously did not tip good.
Really?
Yeah, maybe they tip the drivers better than they tip their servers and bartenders. I don't know. I'm not Canadian.
Well, I think the thing about Canadians is they have a very European mindset. They travel a lot, from what I've learned. And over in Europe, you don't really tip, so maybe that's what it is. But
well, maybe
I talk them up. I give them a good game, and we have a little bit of fun. And I guess they like me, man. That's cool.
Well, you've got that heavy Chicago accent still. You never shook it, and maybe they mistake you because of your pale skin and red hair that maybe you're a Canadian, and they treat you like their own. Like, I've never asked a Canadian if they got tipped by Canadians. You know what I mean?
A Canadian tipping a Canadian, that'd be something. I
don't know, man. I'm not trying to rip on you,
man.
you know?
No, it's good fun, man. I enjoy it.
No, I agree with you, man.
It's been good.
Uber is not a bad thing when you're in between jobs. I wouldn't make a career out of it unless you know. Yeah, it's too much. Dude, I put 22,000 miles on my Kia Soul in 6.5 months. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it happens. You know what I mean? But I also made enough money in that 6 months to pay for my Kia Soul. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, you know what, dude? There's a lot of people out there that are bitching and complaining about it. I go out at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm in Nashville, and I don't leave till the traffic out there is between 3 and 6 o'clock. If you don't hit the highway by like 2:30 or 3 o'clock at the very latest, I'm fucked getting home because I'm an hour north of Nashville,
Yeah.
So I just do it, man. I go out there, I get down there about 8:30, and I stay till maybe 6 o'clock at the latest. But you know what, man? I hustle and I make some money, and I'm doing. Tell you what, man. I'm making as much money now as I was working this fucking shitty job, 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? Working for a fucking company.
No, I totally do, man.
Taxes aside, fuck the taxes. I don't give a shit about that. But I'll write everything off,
Yeah, no,
that works.
There's something to be said about that, man. Like, when I was doing it full time in between jobs, dude, we were in a very similar situation, and I respect you for asking me, how did it work for you? Do you have any suggestions, And, this is kind of cool, Andy. Like, one of my pet peeves is when somebody asks you for advice and you give it to them and they don't take it. And then they complain about their life. You know what I mean? And
yeah, right.
You legitimately asked me because you knew that I was doing it, and it's embarrassing. Don't get me wrong, dude. It's a cool thing, and it really gets you from, one point in your life to the next. It's a stepping stone, if you will. But it's,
absolutely.
But it's not something to brag about, you know what I mean? But maybe it could be, like I'm not ashamed of it. I have no regrets about doing it. But my point is that you're somebody that is a friend of mine for, my entire life, since I was a child. And here we are in our 40s, and you asked me legitimately for advice on, like, hey, man, do you have any tips, suggestions, tricks? How'd you make it work? Anything that can make it easier for me? And you explained that, you just moved and this and that and the other. And so you're starting over a little bit with a new location, and you got a family and stuff. And it's like, you can't just take a month off, you got to make money, And,
yeah.
I mean, we all have 401ks, mortgages, and insurance for our kids, and school systems, and school supplies, and all that stuff. It's not just about you and just about me; it's about our families. And so you asked me for advice, and I gave you the best of that I could in a text message or 4. You know what I mean? And now here you are saying, "Yeah, dude, thanks for that, man. I'm killing it. It's been 2 months, and I'm enjoying it." Instead of saying,
"Oh yeah, man," I tell you what, man, it's definitely a hustle.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people out there in the Uber and Lyft world in Nashville. Where do I go? I've been out here for 5 hours and I've made $20. Well, you're fucking doing it wrong, okay? Because I go out for 5 hours, I'm hitting like $200 at least.
Yeah,
and I'm killing it. I'm driving a big vehicle and I'm laying out money for gas and shit like that. But that's write-offs. You write that shit off.
Yeah.
So you pay your taxes.
Well,
man.
but Andy,
shit's a write-off.
My point is that you asked for advice and you took it, and you're doing good with it. A lot of people.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. You stepped up my game a little bit.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, bro. Thank you, but I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm trying to tell other people that are listening that when somebody gives you advice, especially as a friend, don't be an asshole and not take their advice or half-ass take it, and then complain about it later. You know what I mean? I've had that happen so many times. And you're a great example of like, well, dude told me how he does it. I tried it, and here we go. And now we're doing it good. That's how it should be. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Can I get a ride, dude? Because like I'm kind of lonely, I just want to talk to somebody. You know what I hate, dude? You know what I fucking hate about Uber is like you pick up somebody and they don't have a car seat, and like I had this dilemma recently, and I'm like, I can't put you in my car. You're already gonna hold your baby in your arms in the back of my car. If I get in trouble, it's on me. If I get pulled over, or if we get in an accident, and your kid goes through my windshield. I don't want to live with that, dude. Come on, I can't take you.
No. Hey, man, I picked up this. I got an Uber XL call last week or whatever, and far west Nashville, and I pull up to the curb and I see a stroller, and a couple suitcases and shit out there, and I'm like, all right, and there's one kid standing out there. She's probably 17. I think she was maybe the nanny, maybe. She was like 20 or something.
Sure.
I'm like, what the hell are these people? And these are big suits. And I drive a Nissan Armada, mind you. Now, that's a big one,
That's
right?
a gas hog, yeah. That's a big one, yeah.
Dude, I jammed everything they fucking had. They had mom and dad and two kids, but they had car seats. And I was like, all right, this is going to work, man. You guys are smart. You're on top of this shit. They were going to the airport to go somewhere or the other. But it was so packed. Mom had to sit in the third row with all the luggage. You know what I mean? They made it work. So you get those good ones. I very rarely have bad ones because I don't hang around late at night for the drunks and the drama queens, you know?
Me neither, yeah.
In my car. Fuck that, dude.
I'll tell you what, man, though, I specifically speaking, like, off the dome here, I remember taking a guy, he had two kids in a stroller, and the baby was in the stroller was not one of those strollers that had a car seat attached to it. It was just like one of them foldable ones. And I had to tell him, like, no. And he's like, well, you're just taking me right down the street. And I was like, but it's like a 6-lane highway, dude. And we're in front of the government center where the 911 dispatch is and the police department and stuff. Yeah. And he's like, please just take me down the road. And then I had to think about it. What's safer? Is it safer for me to take him in my car with holding his infant or have him push that stroller down the road? You know what I mean?
Ride canceled. Fuck that, man. I don't need that shit.
It was a dilemma, man. I had that. That's what sucks about that. Those are the trials and tribulations of being an Uber driver. You have to make that solid decision. Now, not everybody is that cool. Not everybody is that conscious about their surroundings. A lot of people don't give a shit. They're fucking high as a kite, you know, driving people around, you know. And guys like me and you, I'm not taking that chance, you know. Honestly, Andy, I did it. I took him. You know, I called it and I was like, I'd rather take you in my car 5 minutes down the road than watch you try to cross with a 3-year-old and an infant in a stroller. You know, a 6-lane highway.
You know what you do in that situation? You cancel the ride and take them anyway. That's what you do.
You know, that's not a bad idea, bro.
You just say, dude, I cannot as a
professional driver,
ambassador or some bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
Just say, here's what I'm gonna do. You cancel this ride, and I'll just drive you down the street. Fucking hit me up with $10.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever it is.
I had somebody.
I had this dude I picked up on Broadway in Nashville. He was hilarious. This was during the Country Music Awards Festival, which goes for like a week, and it's fucking insane down there, man.
I can imagine.
Streets blocked off and shit.
Yeah.
I picked this guy up. Or actually, no, I was dropping somebody off, and he goes, hey, man, I've been waiting here 30 minutes for my Uber, and I just need to go down to the campground. And he's like, I bought boots. I bought these boots. Everybody fucking buys boots in Nashville, man. 2 pairs for the price of one. I mean, it's not a joke. It's disgusting. He says, I bought all these boots, and I got to take them back to my campground. I'm like, all right, dude, what's going on? I said, why don't you, I tell you what, why don't you request a ride back to where you're going, and then we'll do it that way. And he goes, yeah. So he gets in the truck, and I got the air blowing and shit. He's like, oh, this is nice, man. He was like from Delaware or some shit like that. And he's trying to request these rides, and he keeps getting other drivers. He's like, is that you? Nope. Cancel. Is that you? Nope. Cancel. I'm like, shit, dude. He goes, hey, tell you what, man. It was going to cost me $20 to have somebody drive me out there. Why don't you just take me out there? I'm like, So I punched the address in there. It was like 20 minutes away. I drove this dude out. He was the coolest fucking guy you ever met, man. And then I stopped at his camper for like fucking 5 minutes. He brought out some bottled water and shit, and I drove him back down to Broadway. He's like, thanks, man, here's $50. I'm like, shit, dude,
that's how
awesome.
I do it, yeah.
So that's how you do it, man. Just cancel this shit. I'll take you out there.
I did that, man. Same experience. Like, when you're canceling, cancel, you're destroying your rating and your algorithms, you know? So I was doing that on one of the Lightning games of the hockey night down in downtown Tampa, right? And yeah, so I'm in like Uber Row. You know, you're in the city and they got it blocked off. So there's like 1,000 black fucking Kias in Uber Row. You know what I mean? And I was getting hit after hit, like double hits. You know, so I'm sitting there waiting for my fare, and this young couple hops in my car. And I had my window down. I was talking to the cop, and I'm like, hey, is it cool for me to sit here? I got to run. They're coming right now. And he's like, yeah, just hurry up, you know. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden my back door opens up. I look in the rearview mirror, and this dude's like, hey, you're Uber. And I was like, yeah, man, hop in. And I thought it was my fare. We hop in. I hit accept, you know, and we start driving. And dude, I've got like a big GPS in there, you know. And he looks at it, he's like, you're going the wrong way, dude. That's not my address. And I'm like, are you Brian? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, dude.
Plug out.
Yeah, and I'm like, you jumped in the wrong one. He's like, oh, I'll tell you what, man. Cancel it, and I'll request it. Since I'm already in your car, it'll hit you. And I'm like, all right. So I hit cancel, and he requested a new one. And before he could even hit the button to request a new one, I got another one from somebody else at the Emily, you know? So I'm like, cancel, nope, cancel, nope, cancel, nope. So finally I just turned it offline, and he's like, look, dude, I'm like 10 minutes down the road. I'll pay the tolls. I'll give you cash. And we'll work it out. And I was like, when you say work it out, I mean, are you going to really work it out, or am I going to get fucked on this, dude? And he's like, no, man,
are we dropping handies in the back seat?
Yeah, you know.
What are we doing? Cash, or what?
I would have taken a handy anyway, but, you know, because I'm hard up. But so I did. I took him like 15.
Yeah, I'm married. I ain't taking a handy. Hard up.
My dick's just for show now, man.
That's a showpiece. Hey, ladies, check this out. Don't touch it. Just for show.
How's your husband square up to this one, huh? Yeah, all right. No, but I did. I took him down the road and down his alleyway, and he handed me a $20 bill. It was a 7-minute ride. You know what I mean? And I was like, cool. I would have made $3 or $8. You know what I mean? So it's
that's the thing, man. You got to know, and that's part of being it. And I don't think a lot of people talk about it. Man, you know, I work for Uber. They need their money. Oh, that's all fine and good, but let me tell you something. You said I'll give you $50 cash to take me there and back. I'm taking you there and back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What would you do for like $100, man?
Well, you know what I'd do for $100. That was a different story. Hey, that's another segment, isn't it?
Oh shit, dude. Yeah. Anyway, I should probably take a break, Andy. And finish the show strong, man. Yeah. Holy shit, man. No, but seriously, thank you for calling in. And, dude, you know, I'm going to put my pukey radio voice on. Hey, Andy, thank you for calling in the show. Blah, 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 blah.
Take it easy.
No, the fact of the matter is I got to pee. and I don't want to pee in the studio. There's a bathroom here.
I think I do, too.
We're piss pals.
Just a quick, I drive, let's see, Thursday through Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesdays are my weekend, so we're all out here in the driveway.
Oh, cool.
Playing cornhole. We're cornholing in the driveway.
Cornhole,
not southern cornhole, but the northern cornhole. But you know what the southern cornhole is, right?
I wouldn't.
Dirty.
No.
It's dirty. We're not going to talk about that. But
maybe I'll
check
that out. I'll come see you.
Something to do with grits. I'm not sure.
Look, bro, I might be a redneck now, but I'm true to Chicago, man. So I don't know about that.
Someone fucking told me I was a fucking hillbilly. I said I don't live in the fucking Appalachians, man. And by the way, it's pronounced Appalachian, not Appalachian. Well, you come down here and start talking about the Appalachians, then someone's gonna whoop your ass.
They'll be like,
"Oh, I'm not a fucking hilljack, dude. I'm a fucking redneck, man."
Bro, do you live in a dry county?
I am. No,
Okay,
no,
cool.
No.
Yeah.
No. You can't buy. So you go to this grocery, you can buy beer and wine, but you can't buy liquor unless you go to the Packies. Now, by Packy, I don't mean Pakistanis. I mean package store. That's what they call it out east. So I just started calling it the Packy. And then the other day, my wife says, "Oh, you're gonna go see the Pakistanis?" I said, "What the hell are you talking about?" She says, "Yeah, the Packy." I said, "No, they're not Packy. They're Indian. They're always Indian at the liquor store." So I thought you meant the Pakistanis. I said, "No, Packy. You know, it's a Packers liquor store. That's what they call it out east." So I just started calling it that for some reason. I don't know.
You're gonna be an awesome old man, bro. If you keep talking like that.
I'm gonna whoop some ass. Tell you what, I'm working on my old man strength, man. I'm out here working on the land here and shit. Hey, I posted a video to Facebook. Go on there. I tagged you in it. I'll check that shit out.
I will.
That's what my Wednesday evening is all about.
All right.
You have full permission to play that over the air if you want. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
Fuck yeah, dude. I will. All right, dude. That's awesome. All right.
Pretty
Andy.
awesome.
Fucking
All right,
my
brother,
boy, man.
I'll holler at you, man. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome, man. Yeah, keep in touch, brother. I'll give you a heads up, man. All right?
Will do.
All right, bro. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Fucking Andy. Love that guy. Andy. Ow. Heart attack. All right. That's so ridiculous. Oh, I love that kid, man. Look at the chat room. A new hole with control is I don't know that word. I can't read that much. I'm going to take a quick break and hopefully come back with a call from a secret, maybe golf partner of mine. I don't know. We'll see if it's true or not. I hope so, because if not, I'll be very upset. We'll be right back with more of the Ken Holly Show.
For the best in music and entertainment, keep it right here.
Actually, Captain, this species obviously emanates from a superior race of DJ.
Real radio for real people. This is WBR-FM.
Farther and farther each and every day, knowing not in which direction I'm going. Looking down upon myself, I breathe. What am I doing? The end result's the same as before. My stepping stones put up a damper on things she said.
your feelings on the inside. Are you not breathing?
You are listening to my best friends, Jay Bird and Pops, on the Kevin Holly Show. The only reason I even tune in the first place. So tune in to listen to Jay Bird and Pops.
This song is dedicated to all the men out there that don't seem to know how to keep their woman happy. I want y'all to take a little listen. See if you want to try this. Some men think the height of a woman's pleasure
louder, we will bring up the volume.
Loud noises! I'm only human after all.
WBRFM wants to say thank you for the support that our listeners give our presenters.
I just love the music. Like, great music.
We aim to give the listeners what they want on their show. Music, fun, more. You'll find it here on WBRFM. Listen now.
Murder the Crow, everybody. We're coming back right now. God, I love this song. I love this band. Tyler. So awesome. Sven, one of my favorite people in the world. Oh, Mr. David on the bass. Hell yeah. Come on, turn it up. Murder the Crow, everybody. Oh, yeah. One of Tampa's finest bands. Go out there and support local music. Yeah, thank you, Stan, for introducing me to Murder the Crow. Damn, these guys are so good. This is driving music. It sounds just as good live. How about y'all out there in WBRFM out there in the UK? Talking about music presenters. How about this music for that ass? Woo! Yeah! Oh!
radio person is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
Got a pirate radio station. Nobody knows who he is.
You out there? You listening?
I hope you're out there listening, because I have a very special guest on the phone right now. My man, Stand On Dale. What's up, dude?
Is this Kevin Holly?
I am yours truly. How the fuck
Oh my God, you took my call?
I did.
Oh my God, I got through. Honey, I got through.
Oh, you won. Amazing. Dude, you won monster truck tickets, man.
2017. It'll make
Oh my
your
God.
head spin.
Oh man, I'm a long-time regretful listener and a first-time regretful caller.
And I'm a long-time nerd for your podcast, brother.
What's up, Home Slice?
Oh man, nothing much, man. I totally miss you, man. I haven't seen you in like a month. What the fuck, man?
Oh, I got so many screenshots of you, bro. I can't miss you.
The feeling is mutual. I can't miss you either. Oh,
Dude, I edited them until you look good, and then I go to the bathroom.
All I gotta do is take Mike Tyree out of it, and I look great.
Oh no, I just cut you out so that Lori's the only one left in the picture.
Oh, the first joke drum of the night for you. Oh, Stand Down Dale, host or co-host or creator or not creator, I don't know, of Open Mic Live, openmictheshow.com. What's up, dude?
What up, baby? And we'll go ahead and get this straight. His name's on the banner. I am Open Mic Live. Let's just make this clear.
You wait, did you say
No, I fucking love that hairy midget.
Did you say let's make it queer? I mean, it's already queer.
Listen, I tried to wear a sleeveless shirt a couple weeks ago just to kind of fit in. You know how uncomfortably weird that was? Like, I wore that same shirt. I was working one day. I put that shirt on because it was clean in the truck, so I put it on. I'm the only one in the truck, driving home alone, not going to any stores, and it still felt weird. I'm like, I embarrassed myself in front of my so. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so listen, here's the thing, is I know why I'm calling. You know why I'm calling.
Yes.
And it's because of my return message to Aaron.
What? Wait, what?
So here's the problem. Is I was all pumped up. Want to go golfing. Golfing. Can't wait to go golfing. So I'm telling my boss about it. He's like, oh shit. He goes, freaking West Chase has a special right now, $25. That's a $60 course.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, I got to check with these guys first. He goes, fuck it, make reservations, you can cancel them. So I went to make a long story short. He had to tie my shoe today because I couldn't bend over far enough to reach my foot.
Are you going to bail on me because you can't bend over?
No. Listen, so I told him, like, oh, fuck. I didn't even think about that. I'm like, so I get my phone out, I'm going to text Aaron and go, I'm sorry, dude. He goes, wait. My boss goes, wait. Let me go get a club out of the truck and practice swinging with it and see how you feel. Dude, as soon as I twisted my left leg to make that swing, I almost dropped to the ground. The pain is so incredible that it literally almost brought me to tears. And that's not a lie. I mean, it's insane. Dude, my wife has to fucking put my shoe on for me in the morning because I can't, it hurts so bad I can't reach my foot.
So are you saying you can't golf with me this weekend?
I can't. I mean, I can caddy.
I don't need a caddy.
There's no possible way. There's no possible way I could do it.
Can I get Bobby Katie? Can I get Bobby Katie?
Can you do what?
Can I get Bobby Katie?
I can get Bobby Katie for you, yeah.
I mean, I know you golfed with him. I mean, is he? Are you?
He loves golfing. Fuck yeah.
So, I mean, can I call him Bobby Caddy if he sucks, or? What?
Dude, his golfing ain't no joke. Well, actually, his comedy ain't no joke either.
That's fucked up, man. Shit,
dude, that cat can golf, bro. He's freaking good.
I was so excited, man. Now I'm heartbroken, man. I feel let down. You're not going to golf with me this weekend? What am I going to do, man?
Dude, I swear on my life, bro, that it like, yeah, I just can't, Kev. I really can't. I mean, I can't explain to you the pain that from moving my leg like that.
That's fine.
There's no way to explain it.
Whatever.
Listen, have you ever pulled your groin?
I pulled your groin once.
Oh my God, that's what happened. You were a little rough.
It was in the rough. Did you say it was in the rough?
You're in the rough. Whatever you do, don't look for lost balls with Aaron. Hey, it's me and you alone in the woods looking for balls.
Oh, Jesus. What am I going to do? Suggestions. I need you to suggest things for me now, man. If you're going to dip out, then you need to replace yourself with somebody else. I don't care if it's Bobby Caddy. I don't care if it's Wavy Davy. Come on, man.
Bobby Caddy. You know what? If I call him that when I ask him, he might do it just because of that.
He'll be so disappointed at how bad I am at golf, though.
But listen, if you're serious, I can definitely find you a replacement. That's not a question.
I will tell you what.
You know me.
I know, dude. I know. You're no joke. And if you're not feeling well,
I'll do it. I'll get you someone. I promise.
Bro, all kidding aside, I'm joking with you. If you're not feeling up to it, it's cool. I get it.
Well, it's not feeling up to it. It's not that. I was pumped about going golfing.
No, I mean
pumped.
physically.
Like I was walking around work talking about it to the point where I practice swung at work to see if I could do it. I'm not kidding. It's insane. I'm like, no, fuck.
All right. Well, so
my boss tied my shoe for me today.
Damn, man. I want a boss like that.
I know. And he was in the middle of eating lunch. He's like, I have to go wash my fucking hands now. Thanks. Sorry.
Y'all plumbers don't wash your hands.
I'm under your desk. What do you want from me?
I want you to golf with me, goddammit. Man.
I know.
Now,
dude, I'll come out. I'll come ride with you.
No,
I just can't golf. I'm telling you.
No, I don't want to do that to you.
I can't do it.
If you can't be my golf partner, then I can't win. You know what I mean?
I can be your inspiration.
No, man, it would end up.
I can give you advice that you can ignore.
I would ignore you the whole time anyway. You wouldn't even know I was there. I'd be in the woods and I'd be in the drink looking for my balls.
It's like we're married. I'll ignore you the whole time.
Dude, and I'll divorce you and take half your shit.
You're going to have half my shit, bro. That means half my shit will get paid.
No. What, really? Nope. No, it won't. It'd be double down on that, dude. Oh, man.
Who's going with you? Who's all going? I know Aaron and you and who?
No, not Aaron. It's me and Filbert and my friend Steve. Yeah, Steve.
Oh, that wasn't.
Steve would hate
That's
you.
why the number. I didn't recognize the number because that must have been Filbert that was texting me today.
Yeah, it was Filbert setting it all
I
up.
thought it was fucking duh.
Nope.
I mean, Aaron.
Same shit. He doesn't golf. I asked him a long time ago, and he was like, "What's golf?" And I'm like, "It's where you hit a little ball into a hole." And he was like, "Oh, that
no,
sounds
I'm really
good."
pissed off because it's Filbert.
I know, dude.
Oh, that'd be fucking. God damn it.
That's cool, man.
Anyway, we're boring listeners. Let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's talk about your golf game. How good are you at this game?
I'm really good. Can your wife golf with us instead?
Sure, she could be the whole.
Oh, everybody got a hole in one all at the same time. It was crazy.
Oh my God! I'll never be able to touch the walls again.
Dude, we talked about it last night on our walk. I went for a walk with Filbert last night, and he was all excited about going golfing. He set up a tee time and everything, and he was like, he goes, wouldn't it be cool if we got a photo up with Stand Down Dale, like with his pants around his ankles, like kneeling over the hole on when we're about to putt, and the flag sticking out of his butt crack. And I was like, no, dude, that's gross, man. You're weird, Then, but
all right, give me.
What?
Fuck, man, this sucks. Because I hate it.
Do you think
this whole thing is, dude? It's been 5 weeks I've been dealing with this shit.
Do you think Bobby Caddy would put a flag in his butthole for us, dude?
I know Bobby Caddy would put a flag in his butthole for you. Are you kidding me? He'd actually put it so far in there that you could pull his thumb and his thumb go pow.
It would suck the balls in. If you're close enough, you just, and then the ball's like, it's almost there, and boom!
It's a caddy cannon.
Tin cup. Oh man, I don't know Bobby Caddy at all. I mean, I saw him on Open Mic Live, And he was humorous, you know. That was a show that I was in and out of. I was working that night. That was like 2 months ago, I think, something like that. But I did see him on Facebook yesterday, changing his living room to a music room, and he was harmonizing with his family, and it was beautiful. I mean, he's got the voice of an angel. I couldn't believe it. What a talented
That's what he
man.
started doing with music.
Yeah, that's really talented stuff, man. You know.
It's insane, right? Well, yeah, Jeff Lee, I guess Jeff Lee knew him pretty well.
Yeah.
Back when he was doing music, he used to have him play for him, you know, before comedy and after comedy and shit. But yeah, the kid's phenomenal, bro. You know, what a great guy. He comes from fucking money, and you would never know it.
Yeah.
You just would never know it.
Well,
but, anyway,
judging by his haircut, I mean, he's got like a man bun, so I mean, that's money, you know.
It's just douchey, but don't judge a guy by his man bun.
Well, I mean, I wish.
Have you seen Glick?
Who?
You seen the hair on that fucking kid?
Who?
Glick.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. I mean,
if you judge Glick by his hair, bro, well, never mind. I guess you can.
Well, he hasn't been in the chat in a long time, and I'm wondering if he's like overwhelmed with this Heather chick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Haas nailed it. Haas nailed it this time. He's all drawn up in the hole.
Yeah. Well,
it happens though, bro. New relationships are like that, bro. They suck you in.
I thought we had that though. You know?
Huh?
I thought.
What's that?
I thought Glick and I had that. You know, I'm jealous.
Yeah,
What's fun?
You're just another dick in his box, bro. He don't need you.
Just another dick in the box. Oh man, that's a new parody right there.
You don't remember your beginnings in relationships when you didn't hang out with nobody except for that bitch?
Nope, I was never like that. I was always a well-rounded individual that shared equal time with all of my peeps. So, Butterfly Boy, I got a beef with him now. You know.
Oh, good for fucking you, buddy. Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. I really don't.
Fucking Hallie.
What?
Okay.
What? I am.
Is Haas still on the chat board?
Let's see. We got Nitwit. Andy says, and the call goes on and on and on. And then Nitwit says, laugh out loud, Andy. Andy.
That's because I said that about his call, that little fucker. You can't just steal my shit and base it on me.
What?
Jesus Christ, Andy. Because when Andy called in, that's what I said. And the chat, and the call goes on and on.
Oh, I didn't see
so
that
he was
part.
saying it back at me. You didn't?
No.
Yeah,
I get
you're
it.
pretty attentive.
I get it now. Hold on. You get a bell for that. I don't know what that means.
Oh, my God.
I know, dude. It's rough.
I knew I should have drove out there tonight.
It's rough, man.
How much time we got left?
Like 8 minutes.
Oh, shit. We can fill that. No.
Let's talk about Mike Tyree's hairy arms.
Oh, don't get it started.
Yeah, no shit, right? You know, Mike's got knits in his arms. What are those called? That's what they are, lice, knits, right?
Dude, your daughter's song was hilarious.
Oh, you like that? I got more of those.
That was phenomenal.
I'm going to play them at random. Not at random. I'm going to play them when applicable. I've got an Aaron one. I've got a Filbert one. I played the Haas one when it was time to play it. I got a Hoppy one. She was on fire, dude. Dude, she broke her leg, man. My kid broke her leg. She's got a broken leg. Well, she was dancing, and she was doing like some kind of dance move. Like, I don't know. She had her one leg up in the air, and the other one was on the ground. And the one that was on the ground, the weight-bearing leg, it like gave out, and her patella, you know, the kneecap, it dislocated and nicked the leg bone and fractured it.
Oh my God.
I know, dude. It's horrible. That poor kid is going through so much right now.
Were you there when it happened?
No, I was at work. I had to race home.
Jesus. I can't imagine the sound that makes when between it and her screaming.
Bro, she described it to the orthopedic surgeon that we had to see, right? $582 leg brace later and an MRI tonight. And
I don't care about the money. Get back to the story.
She said it sounded like somebody opened up a can of soda in her leg. It went...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
Like that.
Jesus Christ. And I'm trying to buy a pool fucking line. What a pussy.
You can't even go. My kid said she'd golf. I guess I'm going to golf with my kid instead of you pussy.
You're such a douche.
Oh, man.
But you know what? Listen, though. You know who else golfs?
Who?
Is Smitty.
Oh, really?
Very, very, very good. Very good golfer.
Oh, we could win with Smitty. I mean, I'll bring his game down a little bit, but we could still win. Oh, man.
You want me to? I'll reach out to both of them, to Katie and Smitty, if you want me to.
Okay. I mean, we're not going to say no to that, but I'm fully capable of reaching out to other people to golf instead of your pussy ass. What?
I'll fill my own gap, thank you. I'm fucking doing it.
You like that? That was your foot giving out, dude.
You know what? Fuck you, buddy.
I'm going to get Matt Williams, man. I'm going to get Matt Williams to golf with me. Fuck everybody, man. Me and backwards hat Matt. We're going to kill it, dude. We're going to light it up.
You see Matt's post from Cam where he says, Cam says, dude, how do you get roasted and you're not even on the show?
I did see that, yeah. I don't know if Cam, I don't think Cam likes me. I don't know.
Why?
Because, like, I'll comment on his stuff, and it used to be like he would, like my comments, and he would reply, and now it's like he ignores me. I don't think
he's
he
very
likes
busy,
me.
dude.
Yeah, I know he's busy.
He loves you.
He doesn't love me.
Who doesn't like you, Kevin?
Everybody
fucking loves you, little gay ass.
I know. I'm looking at a picture of Cam right now on my wall of fame. He's such a handsome man.
Want me to send the text that he sent me this morning? Or
yeah. I bet he golfs.
He's like, why do you hang out with that Kevin fucking Howley? I'm like, dude, listen. He's all
you
right.
don't hang out with me. You won't even golf with me, man. Ghosting me on the golf course. This is the ghost course. Hey, you want to go ghosting with me? Jesus, dude.
Oh my God, you're such a dick.
I know it is. That's me. I don't know. That's what I do.
But dude, listen. So I know you were talking earlier about your podcast and the other podcast and like your favorite one for this and that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't disagree. Like our little circle of podcasts are great. Spicoli, Nitwit, you, I, even the little speaker bitch is all right. But my favorite is Nit. Like when I get done with my show, I just want to get out of there in time to get home and watch Nit. And I suck at the games, but it's just such a fun. The chat board is awesome, and the music is just like it's music you don't think about, but love love to hate.
How about 2 weeks ago when they did that music trivia and they were showing videos from the '80s? You know what I mean? I thought it was fun. I don't know. I like his games a lot. I guess his games are more interactive because like you're like watching it happen, whereas Spicoli's games are more audio. You know what I mean? I mean they'll pull
more Googleable.
Yeah. I mean, they pull stuff off the wall. I don't know, man. It's a tight race, and I'm not trying to pick favorites or anything like that. It's a tight race.
No one's going to pick favorites, but you still have. I mean, that's what I try to tell these guys about bands and comics. It's like they tell me all the time, you can't tell them that your favorite. Why the fuck can I?
Yeah,
you don't
right?
think they have a favorite? They have favorites.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't.
And
and that shit changes as time goes on. I mean,
exactly.
fuck that.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. Like it changes based on the time of day. Like depending on what you're listening to or what's hot at the moment. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like I have loyalty to you guys and Spicoli for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I've been.
It's because I introduced you to Spicoli. And, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. No.
I don't know what it is, man, but I'm not taking anything away from Nit because his show's fantastic, and I really enjoy it.
It's not about that.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from Spicoli by saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I mean,
you know what makes these shows great is none of them are the same.
Yeah, right on.
Every single one of them is different, and that's what makes it fucking fantastic.
But they share one thing in common, and that is that we are pioneering as a family. As at the very least, an IRN family, we are pioneering internet radio. And at some point, if it's not already happened, it is better to be able to tune in your vehicle or in your earbuds or wherever you might be to internet radio. You don't have to succumb to what's on satellite, Sirius or whatever, or what's on terrestrial. We
have our own shit.
Yeah, you can get away from that and pick and choose what you like. There, that common phrase, everybody's got podcast. Everybody's got podcast. Not everybody has live internet radio. Not everybody has affiliates all over the world. And when you get onto an internet radio network or an internet station, okay, you have the opportunity to find what that station has picked what they've handpicked, what that program director has handpicked for that station. And you can choose which ones you like. And you can pick those schedules. And now, of course, I'm biased to IRN, but I've been on other networks, and we've got different affiliates. You guys have them too. You know, you're all over the map. John LeBang is a champion of that shit. He's on like 16 networks, you know, and maybe more than that. And
He's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, and when you see those different networks, you then become familiar with different listeners, and you become familiar with different comments and posts and social media, and you can pick and choose other things that you like. And now you've got the opportunity to go to these different networks on your phone, your tablet, your computer. If you got a car with 4G, or if you're smart enough to plug your phone into your fucking car, you can sit there and, okay, it's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, I'm going to listen to this. It's 6 a.m. on a Monday, I'm going to listen to that. And that, I think, is what is important right now. And that's what we're pioneering. And when people say, oh, how did I listen to your show? What station is it on? And I'm like, what station is it on? It's on like 50 different stations, you know?
You know how cool it was the first time one of my customers comes in and goes, are you on the radio? I'm like, not really. I do a podcast. He's like, I knew that was your voice. I heard you on Bubba's Network fucking Saturday night. I'm like,
hell yeah.
What?
Yeah,
but the guy had no idea I even did this. He's recognized my voice and has been listening ever since. I'm like, that's phenomenal to me.
Isn't that cool, dude? Like, I was watching Mike Calta do a Facebook Live from his house the other day, right? And everybody's commenting. There's like 300 people like watching it, you know? And everyone's like, hi, Mike, live the show, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. And he's just talking and talking. And then out of nowhere, he goes, oh, hello, Kevin Holly. And my kid was sitting next to me, you know? And they've,
insane, right?
Yeah, they've heard, like, dude, you've had your name dropped on the radio. Everybody has that does podcasts every once in a while, you know? But yeah, my kid was like, oh my God, Dad, you know? And she goes, ask him how big his house is. You know what I mean? But it's cool. Like, we don't do this, Stan. We don't do this because we want to become famous or make $100,000 a year hosting a show on a terrestrial radio station.
I do this because I feel like I was made to do this.
Yeah, I do it because it's fun. Yeah, it makes me laugh. It makes my friends laugh. It makes my family laugh, and we have a good time. And it's really cool to interact with people. Like, I did a Facebook Live 2 nights ago with my kid. She was putting makeup on me. The first person to watch it, it said Shannon Burke is watching. It's the first person I saw on there. And I was like, oh my God, how cool is that? It made the hair on my arm stand up. You know, maybe the makeup did, but it doesn't matter.
Shut down the chat board?
Yeah. What? I don't know. Nitwit says it's just something for Heather and I to do on Thursdays. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, my point is that I'm not looking to impress Shannon Burke. I'm not looking to get Shannon Burke to say, hey, will you fly to Atlanta and be on my show? No, man. But it's really fucking cool to see people that are in that, you know. What are you laughing at, Stan? Am I getting sappy? What are you laughing at, man?
No, I think it's awesome. I'm laughing because it's phenomenal.
Yeah, now I'm golfing.
You're absolutely right. You're nailing it. That wasn't a sarcastic laugh. That was
whatever, Stan.
That was a awesome laugh. Because it is. Think about the level of these people that are saying your name.
Right.
That's a high level.
Say my name
in this industry.
Speaking of saying names, bro, nitwit.tv, SpicoliTV.com, Open Mic Live, OpenMicTheShow.com. Check us again Wednesday. We gotta go, bro. Show's over, man. Thanks for calling, Stan. I love you, man.
Bye.
See you.
Kevin's getting tired. It's time to end the show. He really freaking blew. It's end of the Kevin Holly Show.
I'd like to thank you for listening to the Kevin Holly Show. I hope you've had as much fun as we have bringing it to you. It's really been a pleasure, and be sure and get us again next week.
Okay, bye-bye.